live. It's MC. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Horror Movie Club, where, surprise, 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 what do? We watch horror movies and then we bullshit about them. We always make sure that the movie that we pick is something that is not in the public domain, but something that is easily accessible. That's to say, it's. I'm sorry. Hold on a sec. I'm having like a slight problem here. Yeah, I'm hearing myself echo. So let me close all these fucking windows. And there, we're good to go. Damn, that happens to me like every stream. But anyway, as I was saying before I like messed everything up for myself. No, it's really freaky. It's like I'll because what I'm doing is I'm like cutting and pasting the link, I'm sending it around, and then I have invariably a window open with like the YouTube channel, and I start hearing myself like in delay.
Oh yeah. No, I do the same thing.
It's very disorienting. It's not cool. But anyway, we always make sure that the movies that we watch here are movies that are easily accessible. You can watch them for free on Tubi or YouTube or whatever. So it's not behind a paywall. That way, if you, I always post the excuse me, I always post the link to the show in like, the Twitter and the Facebook and everything like that. And if you're subscribed to the channel, smash that subscribe button and the bell, and you will get a notification of each new stream and which movie that we're watching for the week. So that way, if you want to watch the movie beforehand and then join us in the chat or on the stream, you can do that. Or if the movie is something that you've never seen, but from hearing us talk about it, if it intrigues you, you want to check it out, you can click on the link and watch that shit for free. Now, tonight, we are talking about the Solomon Kane movie from 2009. I am a Solomon Kane stan. Let me just get that shit out of the way, okay?
Right.
Solomon Kane is literally my favorite character. Like, literally my favorite character of all time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Captain Kronos is like a close second, probably. Like, if I could write any character, oh god, if Solomon Kane goes public domain, watch out.
Oh, for sure. It probably will be pretty soon, right?
I'm not sure.
I would think so.
Well, I know they're doing a Netflix series.
Yeah.
Which I'm not too happy about because I don't want them doing anything with any properties I even remotely give a shit about for like the next 2 or 3 years.
No,
I'm hoping, like people are saying that that the new Spider-Man movie, that's the death knell of wokeness in movies and TV and all that stuff.
Hopefully,
right? We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're planning a Conan series and a Solomon Kane series. I think probably because of the success of The Witcher.
Yeah.
Solomon Kane was a character that the great Robert E. Howard came up with when he was in high school.
Wow.
Long before he created Conan. Conan is one of those characters that took off and took on a life of his own, which is to say there are a lot of authors that almost become prisoners of their success. That's to say, Arthur Conan Doyle, for instance, people just wanted more Sherlock Holmes, more Sherlock Holmes, more Sherlock Holmes. It was like, okay, you know what? I'm dropping them off these falls.
Right?
Right?
Fuck these characters.
They're dead. Fuck them. Fuck them. Yeah. Him and Moriarty, they're going right over the edge, right?
Right.
Bye. See ya. Of course, he had to bring him back.
Right.
Because people wanted more Sherlock Holmes. They couldn't get enough, right?
Let's take on a life of their own,
Yeah. Conan was one of those characters. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a Conan stan, too. I love me some Conan, although I think Kull is even cooler. It's just so Conan's badass, but what can I say? Solomon Kane is like 3 times the badass Conan ever was. Because even though Conan's a badass, if he was coming after me, I'd be nervous. If Solomon Kane was coming after me, I'd be shitting myself with fear. Even if I knew I was on the other side of the planet, right? Because Conan, if he catches up with your ass, he'll fuck you up.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Yeah. But Solomon Kane will literally chase your ass to the ends of the earth to find you.
Yeah, that sounds like like he's on a mission. He's
hardcore.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I always loved about him when I was a kid. He was hardcore. I first came across him in the pages of Savage Sword of Conan. It was one of the backup stories, and it was called Wings in the Night, where Kane is in Africa.
Yeah.
And a lot of his adventures, like his great adventures, take place in Africa, right?
That's what I hear, yeah.
Yeah, and there's something great about this Puritan wandering around in Africa with like a juju fetish stick, right? That he got from the from Nalonga, the witch doctor, and coming across lost cities, fighting gargoyles, killing vampires. I hear
the villains are really original too. Like I just got the complete Savage Tales of Solomon Kane. I've only read the first 2 stories in there. The left hand of Doom, the right hand of Doom, right hand of Doom.
Yeah.
Sorry. And
no, that's okay.
The first story where he's like basically wanders through like a moor. I think that's the first one in the book, and there's this ghost that's like, well, I don't want to spoil the story, but they're both fucking phenomenal,
Yeah.
And I had only heard of it, just prior to this movie, actually, from back in the day.
This was the first collected edition, mainstream collected edition. There may have been like an Arkham House edition or two, if you know about Arkham House, beautiful hardcover books, limited print runs, that kind of a thing. For the hardcore Lovecraft fan, the hardcore Robert E. Howard fan, this was like the first mass market edition that had all the stories collected, and also 2 fragments, which were completed by Ramsey Campbell, the British horror author. And you had to wait forever for this to come out. I was like into Kane like around I'm thinking high school, so I'm thinking 81, 82. I just went crazy for the character. If you want to read the comic books, there's this really wonderful volume, The Saga of Solomon Kane, which is
I want that.
Yeah. Oh, you got to have it. Yeah, it's Dark Horse reprinting old Solomon Kane stories, some of which were originally in color, many of which weren't. Right?
Because we're talking about in black and white too, like even more so maybe.
yes.
Oh, beautiful artwork, man. Oh, that's so cool, dude. Yeah, I gotta get that.
Look at that fiend there.
And I got the book for $10, or it was $12, but I had like a coupon, but it was $10, and it's got all the stories. And they're really good, really, really good.
They're awesome. I don't even
spoil them; they're so good, and I think they're in sequential order too.
Yes, because there is it's like the Conan stories; those are all mixed up.
Yeah,
because Robert E. Howard said that it was like Conan was hanging out by his shoulder and he was just telling him stories
with an axe, right?
Like yes, yeah, and it was like Robert E. Howard never really got to travel, but he spoke to a lot of guys who did, sailors and that kind of a thing when he was growing up in Texas, and he would they would tell him these stories, but they would always be out of sequence. It's not like they would start like, David Copperfield, I was born. Yeah. And then, it was just like, with the Conan stories, it's like one story, he's a thief. Another story, he's a king. Another story opens, he's like a mercenary, a pirate. One story he opens up, he's nailed to a fucking cross. Right. But the Solomon Kane stories, they're a little more linear, And I wish Conan had been just a little less popular. A little less popular, so we could have gotten more Solomon Kane, because other writers have written Kane, but I would be intimidated writing him, because I fear he may be one of those characters that can only really be done properly by the original author.
Right. I hear you, man. Like reading that, it's like poetry, but like gritty, down to earth poetry, you know? And I've seen like a million documentaries on Robert E. Howard on the YouTube videos and whatnot, and how he grew up in a, that town in Texas where it was at the dawn of civilization, but still in the West. It had its foot in the West and had its other foot in civilization. And then you had all these cowboys still rolling through. And that's that whole noble savage theme going with Conan, where he's against the technology coming in, and that's kind of like with him, how it related to him, and his father was a doctor,
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, man. All of that stuff. And I'm thinking about all that too when I'm reading his writings of these characters, you know what I mean? Because I'll read any Conan story or any song. I've read some of the new Solomon Kane stuff, and it's nothing compared to, obviously, like the shit Marvel's doing right now. They did like a Serpentine War, and it was just it's like whatever,
Yeah, I mean, I of course I had to grab that shit.
Yeah,
right.
And it was too. Because I seen the movie, you know what I mean, and I hadn't really seen it. I love the movie, by the way.
Yeah, no, so do I. And I have issues with it, which we'll get into.
Yeah,
but it's still awesome.
And I ever since the movie, I was like, oh, this is a cool character. You know what I mean? And I come to find that there's so many characters inspired by this guy. Vampire Hunter D, Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman. That's just a couple.
Oh my God.
Kronos. We could go on for days.
Could go on for days, man. Could go on for days.
I wanted more,
absolutely.
Dude. And you know how it is sometimes. Well, you're the stand, so anything they put out, you got to get probably. And
yeah, I do. Yeah, without a doubt. And speaking of stand-em, I'm prepared. I got my Darth Vader gloves.
Oh hell!
I got my slouch hat.
Oh hell yeah!
And of course, gotta have the swords. If I could get them out of their scabbards.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude!
So I am strapped.
That's fucking metal, dude.
I'm strapped. I am ready to talk Solomon Kane tonight, bitches.
And you know how I came upon Solomon Kane was back when the Nispool cesspool came out. Not just playing the Conan movie. I followed that shit all the time. I even followed it. I think it was even before Nispool got attached. There was a movie blog website where you could go in there, and they had the posts and everything, and they had the adjacent Howardian fan group that would be talking about this movie, because I think this came out before Conan, the one with Momoa. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that was at a time when I saw Pathfinder, and I thought this guy would be perfect for Conan, because he's throwing out names like Frazetta and Frazetta's work when he's filming Pathfinder, and that movie's got. There's a lot of visual things that I like in there. You know, I mean, you got
I do too.
You got the Kurgan. There's some cool little things about the movie I like, and then some stuff I don't. But I saw that director, and I was like, he'd be perfect for Conan. He got on Conan, and that movie was piece of crap, kind of.
Well, and because it threw away Hyboria. It just movie opens explaining Hyboria to you, and you've got this incredibly detailed world that you're just being handed. That's right there.
Yeah.
Right. The Howard created. Let's just throw that in the garbage and just make up our own shit.
Yeah, and they had like 16 producers, and they were rewriting the movie constantly when they were filming it. So
hot garbage.
It's not going to work. But at the same time, they were filming Solomon Kane before it, and that movie never came to America, and I always wanted it to.
I know, I did too.
It never came, and it was just a movie I had forgotten about. And eventually it came, and I seen it, and I was happy. I still didn't get a chance to buy it, but I had watched it a lot. I'd rented it, and I forgot the first time I ever seen it, how I came upon it. I think I just rented it, but now it's like on YouTube. I think it's on Tubi. It was
watch it on Tubi.
It was on Netflix for a long time too, and I would watch it. It was on
Netflix. That's one of those movies I own in DVD and Blu-ray. Yeah, because Solomon Kane stan.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna buy this for sure. And the actor, I never had seen him before, James Purefoy, and he did a show called The Following with Kevin Bacon that was pretty decent the first season. And thought he would be good to come back for the remake of the show. I think he would be an awesome come back again. I mean, they already got the guy, and they could just make it a continuation. Just have this be the origin, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Of course.
That shit's established. Bring that motherfucker back for the TV show. You know,
I agree. It's the same way, like with the Judge Dredd series that they're working on. They're idiots if they don't bring Carl Urban back. Same thing with Solomon Kane. Would I be interested in seeing another actor play him? Okay, sure. Yeah. But you've got James Purefoy, who, really is great in the part. And worked his ass off, too. I mean, we're talking about authenticity here. He wanted to know, okay, if I'm going to be cutting some guy's head off, how many blows is it going to take with a cutlass, right? So, homeboy.
Oh, we got our boy Love Face in here again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let me ace these motherfucking porn bots. So, ace the face. So Purefoy gets this is like when they're I don't know if this is when they're filming or before filming, but he wanted to know how many blows would it take to cut somebody's head off. So they got a dead pig.
Ooh, snap.
Right? Okay. Which I'm assuming they had probably roasted and had for lunch or something, right?
Something good.
And so he was like, whack, whack, whack. And he said it took and it took
Deadliest
4
warrior.
Yeah. And so it took 4 shots, and he's like, okay, but Kane is way stronger than I am.
Right.
So he's like, okay, let's make it 3.
Damn.
Because Kane is, of course, the strongest man in England.
I somehow remember he did some homework for doing the role. You know what I mean?
Kind
of escapes. I don't remember the details, but I remember he kind of did some stuff for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did. And it shows.
But damn, holy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He immersed himself in the part. It's worth mentioning that this was the first in a planned trilogy of films. And this was well received by critics, got good reviews, well received by audiences, but it came out at exactly the wrong moments.
Yeah.
This was at the peak of what I refer to as militant atheist chic, right? This was when, all of my lefty friends were not just just very, very anti-religion, right? Religion is poison and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, you know who else said that? Who? Mao Zedong? Right? But, a little learning is a dangerous thing. And so you had a bunch of people. Sam Harris was really popular at the time. Richard Dawkins, also very popular. It was just not a time when you could release a movie with a Puritan hero in the United States. There was no fucking way. And so it didn't
do pretty good.
What was that?
I think now what might have been
now it would. Yeah, no, absolutely.
A little bit better for sure.
Yeah. It was just exactly the wrong moment. And I'm not sure. I'm guessing it did very well in Europe. It had to have done well in Europe. The Germans and the Italians had to have eaten this shit up.
Well, I went to I used to go to the website. I think his name is it was for Davis Films. I think the director is Michael Bassett, I believe, or Bassett.
Mm-hmm.
And he went on to do, I believe, Silent Hill 2, which was decent too.
Right.
And just the budget was low on this movie, and it does not look like it.
Oh my God!
There's some shit, there's some dodgy CGI, but just shit.
I think the CGI is generally pretty good, though.
It's decent for the time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's fucking epic and cool. Maybe a cunt hair off of Balrog. You know what I mean? From Peter Jackson, and that was that time. But the budget was fucking nothing, dude. You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah, it was very small, and boy, they knew how to stretch a dollar, because it is a lavish looking film.
Yes.
It looks beautiful.
Like this guy, this director, I'm
Stunning.
surprised he's not, he did kind of what Hellboy did, what Guillermo was doing back in the early Hellboy Blade 2 years. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just stretching that dollar out. You know what I mean? Making some badass movies for cheap.
Absolutely. And showing that it can be done. That you, because that's the thing. The bigger the budget, the more cooks you have in the kitchen. The more controlled it is. And, I'm sorry. I know people are going to say like, oh, you're being paranoid. Look, the CIA is all up in the Marvel movies. We know that. They're actually pretty open about it. We know for a fact that they were all up in WandaVision, for instance. They even thanked the CIA, I believe, in the credits. So you've got, not only do you have suits fucking with shit, you got the government fucking with shit.
Oh,
you got the secret police fucking with shit. So yeah, the smaller the budget, the easier it is to fly under the radar, the more likely you are to end up with a good film. Check this out. This is Howard Chaykin's version of the character.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. But like, where's his hat?
Yeah, he's got the stripes on too.
Yes.
Got some beaten up sleeves on there.
Yeah. Blades of the Brotherhood. That's another great one. Yeah, this is like in the pages of Savage Sword of Conan. Now look at that pirate's face. Now, does he look nervous or does he look fucking nervous?
Yes.
Because he knows Kane is coming for his ass. And Moon of Skulls. If I could have had my way, they would have done a I don't know, if it were me, I would have combined Blades of the Brotherhood with Moon of Skulls, which is to say, I would have opened it in Africa. I would have opened it in, God, where is it where he finds I think it's in France, actually. I think he's in France when he finds this girl that has been, I think, raped and like knifed and left for dead.
Oh, that's the one I'm reading. That's the one I'm reading right now. I just started reading that one. That one's like, he's like, men will die for this or something like that.
Yeah.
It's very straightforward. Like, I'm going to fucking kill the guys that did this.
I'm going to get these motherfuckers if it's the last thing I ever do. Yeah. And I don't think he ever even gets the girl's name. He doesn't know her. Yeah. But he's like, I'm going to get these motherfuckers. They are not going to escape justice. And
we got Devil Flyer in the chat.
What up, Devil Flyer? What up? What up, everybody in the chat? Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. Solomon Kane, good little encapsulation of who he is from Howard himself. He was a man born out of his time, a strange blending of Puritan and Cavalier, a knight errant in the somber clothes of a fanatic. A hunger in his soul drove him on, an urge to right all wrongs, protect all weaker things, avenge all crimes against right and justice. Wayward and restless as the wind, he was consistent in only one respect. He was true to his ideals of justice and right. Such was Solomon Kane. Fuck yeah. And one of the things I love about this movie is that it does set things up for the sequels.
Yes. And this movie was made during the dawn of the like comic book style genre origin era. And it started kind of with this, Batman Begins and Casino Royale. There was a couple of them, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, there was a bunch. Now, doing a Solomon Kane origin story means that you're not doing a Robert E. Howard.
Yeah.
But
there is no origin for him, right?
There is
nothing,
no
right?
Well, I mean, we know about his past. We know, really? That he was that he was in Her Majesty's Navy.
So privateer. He was a privateer for sure, right?
I think, right? Now, privateers, of course, were basically like corsairs, which is to say pirates
for the government,
for the crown. Yes.
The crown.
Yeah. And so the movie opens up and he's a pirate.
And he's in Africa, right? He's in Egypt or the tip of somewhere in Africa, I think.
He's in Turkey.
He's in Turkey. Okay. I thought he was in Africa, but
No. He's
You would know.
yeah, because I think at the time they were at war with Turkey or some shit like that. We're talking about like what, like the 1550s, 1560s.
I thought it was the 1700s.
No. This takes place quite a bit before.
Even better.
Yeah, they've got flintlock weapons, obviously. The swords at the time were rapiers, but they were like the blade heavy kind.
Damn, that's so cool, man. I love it when it's like at some random period, you know what I mean? Like it's that far back, you know what I mean? You don't really hear like you're like, oh, it was in the 1600s. Like, what the fuck? Like, because you hear 1800s all the time. 1700s are kind of getting cool right now, but 1600s, it's like, oh, that's a fucking random number. That's cool, man. You know, and you date it by the weapons because you're a weaponsmith, you know. So,
well, I mean, I'm a sword freak.
Yeah, no, you know your shit, dude.
I don't make them, but I sure do buy them,
you know,
and swing them. And like every new sword that I get is like a solving a puzzle, which is to say every sword is used differently. Now I keep this one down here because, of course,
let me see that.
That's a cutlass.
Cutlass, right?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, you can punch with that motherfucker too.
Oh, dude,
you can knock some fucking teeth out with that.
It's got a knuckle duster, as you can see.
Yeah.
And it's got a pommel.
So you could pop them right in the fucking eye with that, or right on the top of the head.
Right on top of the head, and drive the bone down into the brain.
Little brain surgery.
Which is the idea. Yep, a little trepanation. Yeah, these are
Look
great.
Look at that blade, bro.
Yeah, it's a Scottish boarding cutlass.
Oh, yeah, that shit's fucking epic, dude.
Yeah. So these are nice and short because you might be fighting like below decks. And you don't want to be swinging a big sword because it's going to get caught like right in the ceiling.
You know, and back in like the Crusades, like they're always coming down from the top.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, my God, man, there are so many cool things in this movie. I think that because this is Robert E. Howard, they decided that they were going to go more Conan with it, right? Because there's a lot of swords and sorcery in this. There's a lot of monsters. What up, Sim? What up, dude?
Yeah, there's some monsters in here.
Dude, so many. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, this is this horror movie club. And this is, is this a horror movie? No, it's a fantasy adventure, but it's chock-a-block with monsters
that
and
fiend that he sees in that. I think it's like midway through the movie where he's in that abbey. Oh, like that scene really was like Solomon Kane-y for me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, with the ghouls.
The ghouls, yes. That was kind of scary, you know. And
really fucking scary. And the witch.
The witch was fucking scary, and like this is one of those movies I could just keep going back. I think this is an evergreen film. It's going to be good till we die,
I think so too.
I could keep going back to it, and there's a lot of little dudes running around in there that we've seen in other movies. There's like a
Pete
nice
Postlethwaite, of course.
Well, what the fuck? Cover.
I knew you were gonna love this. Check it.
I would put that up on my fucking wall, dude. That shit's epic.
Is that fucking sweet, or is that sweet?
Damn.
That's I don't know if this is a fan poster or if this was actually it looks kind of official to me.
It's all like snowy and like cavernous, dripping with blood, with fucking evil ass trees and dudes hanging out of them and crows and fucking
man. Now that like kind of like lets you know like this is going to be that kind of a movie.
It like sums it up in a beautiful work of art. Yeah,
isn't that beautiful?
That's a good cover, dude. Or that's like a special edition cover right there.
That's a Tizite poster. I want this shit too.
And it looks kind of hellacious too inside the skull,
Oh, dude, yeah.
A lot of stuff going on in there, man. And then see, like you got the dog right there from Game of Thrones. I don't think that's a dog from Game of Thrones.
The Hound, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no. The cast in this is really good. Of course, you've got Pete Postlethwaite, who is the head of a family of Puritans. Pete Postlethwaite, sadly, no longer with us. It's so many great movies. In the Name of the Father being one of the classics that he's in.
I liked him in The Town. He had a little role, but he was cool in there.
Oh, he's good in everything.
Him in The Roses, you know.
Good. He was one of those actors that every time you saw him, you were happy to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Alice
Clash
Creed.
of Titans. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, the remake. I haven't seen that.
I like them both. I got them both sitting right next to each other.
But yeah, here's the scene in the Abbey, and it's God, I forget the actor's name, but he's from The Office, the original
Pirates too, I think.
British version of The Office.
I think he's in Pirates of the Caribbean too. His eyes always popping out, you know.
Yeah. He's one of those actors. He's a great character actor. And yes, there's that wonderful scene where he shows Kane his congregation and what's happened to them, and then tries to feed Kane to his congregation because they've all turned into hellish ghouls. And that's probably my favorite scene in the movie. It's the most Solomon Kane.
Me too, yeah. Oh, Sim's in the private chat.
Oh, yo. Oh, yo, Sim, do you want to join us, dude? Oh, there he is. Oh, dude, thank you for what up, Sim?
What's up? I was waiting if he was gonna do like another like last time, like me waiting in the back for like 45 minutes. Like he was totally oblivious to the fact that I was behind. I was still chatting with him in the chat.
Dude,
I had to jump in. I'm a huge fan of Solomon Kane. Like to me, is like the underrated Conan.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Like I really used to love him. And my bro is a huge fan of him. And dude, did you see my comment in there? I mean it. Look in the chat.
Yeah,
okay.
no.
I fucking mean it.
Knock mofos. Knock mofos. Let's do. Oh, dude.
I saw your face.
It doesn't get any more pure like a hero fighting evil than that. You know what I mean? He's fighting fucking pure evil and he's pure good, but he looks evil as fuck.
Well,
but it's so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to hang out with him, right?
No. It comes from the same story of like what's the name of the guy that goes to hell to save his wife? I forget the name is like blocking my head.
Dante's Inferno? No.
Yeah.
Elementary?
No, you just said it, Matt.
Dante's Inferno?
Dante's Inferno. It reminds me a lot of it. Like the principle of what he is, right? It's
right.
Like and I love that freaking scene with the giant demon at the end.
Oh yeah.
With the mirror. You're like, holy crap.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of like, there's that wonderful Frazetta painting of this giant snake that's rearing up. I forget what story it's from. And Conan is chained to the floor.
Yeah, he's like that.
This thing's rearing.
His back, right?
His massive thews. Yeah. And you're looking at this giant snake and you're thinking, that thing does not have a fucking chance in hell.
Yeah, right. They did that in the Barbarian with Arnie. That one.
Yes.
It's kind of.
Well, that's what I want. That's what this movie is. It's not Robert E. Howard. It's Howardian, right?
Yeah. Am I the only one that's like that guy? Like I know it's not him, but goddamn, he looks like and what's his name? The guy that plays Wolverine.
I'm about to say, Hugh Jackman. Yeah. And I was thinking the same motherfucking thing. Like Hugh Jackman could play this.
I thought
he
it was
did Van Helsing, but he could still nail it. But I don't want to say that.
That's the thing.
No,
I thought for a long time that he was the one that played in it.
Yeah,
like, I remember watching the movie, loving the goddamn movie, and I'm like, oh, dude, Solomon Kane with freaking Hugh Jackman was fucking awesome. Yeah. Dave's like, he didn't do any. Oh, yeah, he did.
That's called Van Helsing.
Right? Yeah, big
fucking and he goes, but you're right though. He freaking looks like him.
He could play Wolverine the fucking dude. Yeah. This guy too.
James Purefoy is a guy, really super underrated actor, should be a much bigger star than he actually is. Yeah. This could have been the franchise that launched him into the public consciousness. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it completely flew under the radar. We never got those sequels, but we do have this. Yet, I mean, look, I can't see Kane being an evil son of a bitch the way he is when we first meet him in this, right? To me, that's the problem with trying to create a origin story for a Robert E. Howard character that doesn't come from Robert E. Howard. But then you look at John.
The Shadow pulled it off, and pretty quickly, if you remember the old movie.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yeah, and this pulls it off too for what it is. It's you know what this is a lot like. It's a lot like one of my all-time favorite movies, John Milius's Conan the Barbarian. Yeah. It's not Robert E. Howard, But holy shit, all through it, you're just like, oh, this is so Robert E. Howard.
But you get the love that he had for it. That's what it is.
Definitely.
Yes.
That love.
Yes.
Did you talking about Conan? Did you check the Sumerian?
I haven't yet.
Oh, the book.
The American editions are out.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Red Nails.
LCS,
They've been out in
months
French.
back.
They've been out in French for a long time.
Yep.
And they just released them by a Blaze comic in the US. Except they can't call it Conan.
They call it the Sumerian, right?
So it's called the Sumerian. So there's 2 volumes out, but each volume have 2 French volumes in it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Totally
and it looked
freaking
gorgeous.
worth it. I got both of them.
And then your boy Zach did a video and he didn't like it. I'm like, this shit looks fucking awesome. You're tripping, homeboy. I'm like, I'll trip that. I'll pick that shit up later.
We all like Zach, but we all know it stays as shit.
Yeah, everybody's got
like
different.
It stays in movies and stuff. Like
You
he likes stuff that I really don't like, that I found cringy as hell.
Yeah,
and he hates stuff that I love. Like he hated Appleseed. I love fucking Appleseed.
Oh, Appleseed.
Everyone's gonna love and hate different shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but for me, I'm like an artist. Like I love the art in that book.
Yeah,
and then I'll worry about the story and everything shit after. I'm like, ooh, look at this fucking battle sequence. But
for Conan
Kane,
comic,
man.
of course, you want awesome art. You gotta have
one of the issues that some people had. It's mainly with the first story in the collection here, because it has a cartoony style. Like one of the first guy that they picked had one of those French European cartoon style. Hold on, let me hook up my camera.
It's all good, brother. Show us that sexy face.
Kane is like the fucking the underground band still, dude. That like no one knows about. You know what I'm talking about? Still,
that's what I'm
100
saying.
fucking years later. It's
that's
like
what I'm saying.
And in a way, it's like, do I want him to be popular? Do I want him to be a fucking IP on Netflix? Is it gonna? In a way, do I want that? But in a way, it's like, yeah, I want to see.
Check that out right there.
Oh, that's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, I wish I could say that the quality on this was better, but this is one of those figures I think that is kind of intended to be hung on your wall.
Yeah.
Rather than like posed. And they of course also have a Conan figure and a Cull figure. Cull is another character I think that deserves a little more love. Hopefully will get that love one of these days.
Didn't we get a movie with Kevin Sorbo or something? Not too long ago?
Yes. And it was all right. It was aight, It was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't like one of like the Milius. It wasn't like Milius's. Oh yeah, there we go.
The cartoon.
How are you gonna
style,
say that doesn't look fucking like? How are you not gonna buy that when you first?
There's a lot of people that did not like that.
You know what I mean?
That cartoon style.
Come on.
Here.
And that's cartoon, but like it's cartoon style, but like,
but it's awesome.
Style, yeah.
But it's like personally, I wouldn't even call it cartoony. I just call it stylized.
Yes.
I mean the big eyes and shit.
Oh no, it looks great to me.
But I love that shit. Like, that's what I like. I like the big animated shit.
All the rest is this.
Oh yeah, boy.
Yeah, fucking sick, dude.
So that's the first one.
That's what I'm.
French comics rule.
Oh, totally, dude.
They're amazing.
Like me, I love a lot of action in my books, dude. Oh
yeah, me too.
Oh god.
Well, yeah, comics.
They change artist and creator. That's dude. Look at this.
Beautiful.
Hey, you know what, dude? I don't
story
even
is
care
that?
really, as long as it looks cool. You know what I mean? The art, if they switch,
and they're adapting the Howard story, so
I kind of expect that with every form of comic book now that the artist is going to change after 6 issues.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
you like to see
the entire team changes. The writer, the artist, everything changes.
That's great.
As long as as long as it's good.
In the first one, you get this Queen of the Black Coast.
Oh
and
yeah. Red Nails is an old one.
Poor Conan, man. Poor Conan. Meets the love of his life and loses her.
People of the Black Circle, the Frost Giant's
daughter.
I read the Frost Giant's daughter. I read that shit. I mean, I remember when Dark Horse did that.
Guys, there's one missing. There's one out in there that's not coming out in the U.S. and I have it in French. I'll pull it up.
I just got the Elric comics from the French
dude,
the French team. I got White Wolf, Ruby Throne, and I got the fucking the other one, the Stormbreaker. Fuck, I don't know, dude. I haven't even read them yet. There we are. Oh damn, you got the special edition ones, huh?
Yeah, the deluxe edition.
Fuck around. I got that for Christmas, man. Those are my Christmas presents.
Everybody.
I just got that. I got that too.
So you get an idea.
I got all three. I see. That's what I got. I got what Brian got. That's what I got for Christmas.
Yeah, but me, when I jumped in, those weren't available anymore. The 1 and 2, they were sold
Really?
out. So I grabbed in. I jumped in on those. They were like $25. Like it's just a little bit, $2 more.
And I haven't even read them yet. I'm like waiting for like the perfect moment to read them.
Oh, they're freaking awesome.
I got
amazing.
a stack of books I got to read, man. I'm like, but I just can't get to them.
I always am a sucker for this stuff. I'm always a sucker for character designs, costume
I love that shit,
designs,
dude. I
concept drawings. I absolutely love that stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of it that's in the back. The look of the Melnibo Mans is definitely a little Clive Barker Cenobite.
Yeah, I noticed. That's funny you say that. Yeah, definitely.
There are a couple changes to the first novel, and Michael Moorcock read it. Oh yeah, boy, Michael
Did
Moorcock.
you see them?
Yeah, boy.
The second cycle, the new
series. Must have. Oh,
I got this too that I never read yet.
Ooh, I haven't read that either.
Morbius, huh?
No, not that one. That one, that's Genjitov.
Yes, Jean Giraud.
He only did one though. He didn't do the other one. Like he started doing the after Inkle, but he died. So you can find issue number 1, but the rest was redone by Letron. And I am so freaking sorry, but
I know.
Look at this.
I know. How do you fill those shoes, though?
This is, dude. They did. That's what I'm saying. They pick Ladron. The guy
who's normally awesome. I was saying,
God, look at this shit.
That's awesome.
Like the guy nailed. The guy, yeah,
that looks sick,
dude. The
looks
guy,
fucking awesome.
The guy did not win awards for nothing. He went all out.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Masterful.
They wanted him to continue the Mobius story, and he refused. What he did is that they're doing it, so he redrew the first issue. But you know what's the fun part with this?
Yeah.
As you can see, you have Mobius' name there.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because they gave you the first issue of his version at the end. So you have the full version of the final Inkle, but they also put the full issue of Mobius in there. And you get to see his last word.
I wish that, like, for the new 6-gun, that I had something better than JPEGs of Adrian's pages that he did for the new 6-gun. But Preston, whenever he adapted one of his pages, like has like a little signature at the bottom that says, PA after AS.
That's the last word Mobius ever did.
Oh man. He recreated those pages, huh?
No. What he did is that was the sequel to the Inkle. So he did issue 1. So what Lavon did is that he redid the first album entirely for the series, but they printed that at the end of the book so you could still enjoy it.
That's beautiful. Dope. That's beautiful. Yeah. I see. I just saw John DeFool falling, and so I was thinking, like, oh, it's like that very first page.
But if you've read any of the Inkle, right? Yeah. If you read the Inkle, it's
I read the first issue.
Technically a Groundhog Day.
That's what it looked like.
It's not the first time he's falling when you get in there.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I read. Just the first chapter. I actually, I ain't gonna lie, I got it for free at a free comic book day about 3 years ago, and it was the one that he drew. Mobius.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, this is fucking amazing. This reminds me of Fifth Element a little bit.
I'll just take
Oh, dude. You think?
Since we were going through Omnibus before we get back on subject, I just want to mention one thing.
Please.
Like, when I reach 1,000 subs on my channel, I'm giving away one of these.
Oh, shit. Damn. Silvestri,
Claremont, Jim Lee, Silvestri.
Fucking sweet.
Beautiful. Nice big fat omnibus.
We got Felix Haas in the chat.
What up, Felix? Thanks for joining us, brother.
$150, trust me.
Yeah, man. Oh, those omnibus editions. It's such a great time to be a comic book fan, right?
Yeah, it is, man. I was just thinking about that right now. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of like stuff that I probably wouldn't buy right now, but all the backlog, the catalog of stuff.
I can't afford to. There's too much shit.
I'm going to buy graphic novels now, dude, and just kind of find a way to keep them nice and clean. You know what I mean? Because I don't have the storage
hardcover format. the French format is the best format.
Yeah.
Is the coolest format.
Yeah,
Dude,
totally,
I've been buying
100%.
omnibus and stuff lately. I'm actually thinking of opening an eBay store just to liquidate some of my collection. You know, the old books, like the
Yeah.
floppies and stuff.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd rather have my books there next to my thing, so I can
Yeah,
always just go
totally.
like this. And you know,
I hate long boxes. I hate them.
it.
Yeah,
I
me
fucking
too.
hate it.
I'm at the point where
Dude.
I want a strong something I could
All
grasp
my
onto.
Yes.
floppies are in a
And
fucking
I
closet.
don't
and
have to worry
boxes.
about fucking it up
Yes.
because I need to get like a little inspiration or something.
Mhm.
You know,
But in
Mhm.
there,
or I
you
want
know,
to read something.
But in there, I have books that are worth like, dude. I have the original Frank Miller, the original 300. I have the first Preacher. I have, I have a
me
few
too.
books.
Me too.
Yeah.
I would hold on
I
to
got
those.
all that shit too. Yeah.
I would hold on. I
It's-
wouldn't sell those.
Did you see this? Remember when I got this?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I
The
do.
fuck?
Oh,
Did I tell you that I got two?
No,
Oh, yeah, the Meta
That's
Barons.
right. That's
I
right.
haven't read
Because you
any of
knew
those.
that you knew that them shits
gotta
were
try
going to
those
be like very limited and were going
And-
to be
Yeah.
coveted by
I
comic
bought
book
the
fans.
second one because Jimenez also passed away,
That's right.
and they're
Yeah.
limited to 15,000 copies, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I got number 200 and 100 and something. But the thing is, they went from $200 to now they sell between $600 to $2,000. I'm telling you, dude. No, $1,000, not two.
Oh my
But the
god.
thing is, dude, you have to understand that the deluxe edition and the trade paperback, dude, you can find most of the freaking floppies of Marvel, not Marvel, but Image Comics, like
Yeah.
all those big titles, you get them for like 25 cents in dollar bins,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
But
Yeah.
try looking for the trade paperback.
Right. Yeah.
Those are the one that didn't print multi-millions copies.
No, that's
So,
true.
dude, try and find. I have them. Like I went on a freaking bender like last year or something, trying to refinish my collection of
Yeah.
Dirty Bear.
Oh,
I wanted the
nice.
trades.
Nice.
Trades go at like 100 something, and you're shopping, and you get them for good deals.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the more they do reprints, the more the value of the actual book goes down.
Yeah,
And right now, all they've been doing is reprints. That's all where they're making their money. So that right now, you go on eBay and you got people going, "I need money," and those are going down. So I'm gonna try to liquidate them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I put some of my shit on eBay too. I just got ripped off too many times. Like people like saying like, I sent them shit and then it didn't arrive or anything like that. Especially with the toys,
Well,
because I tried selling some of my toys and that was a nightmare.
and let's just take a time to acknowledge Felix Has that just told us something very freaking nice right there.
Yeah.
I love all you guys' books. Thank you. We love.
Oh
you,
man.
friends. That's what makes it all worth to me. I'm sorry, but like I said in one of my posts, and I've been saying it a long time, Brian knows it. I'm like, we are the dreamers.
Yeah.
You are the dream makers.
Yes. There it is.
There
There it is.
If you guys, we don't have readers, we don't have fans, we don't have support. Our dream is nothing. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Then we're
just a
doing
dream in the
this.
ether.
Yeah.
Then we're doing this. Yeah.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I had somebody like the other day saying like, "Oh, like Six Gun Gorilla made me cry. Like it brought me to
Mhm.
tears." I was just like,
Damn, that's awesome.
You know, one
got
thing
the
is
parts
let's just
in
say, we may be tough guys, but one thing that let's be honest,
I'm a pussy.
being a creator is a roller coaster.
Oh
And
yeah,
you're right.
totally, absolutely, man.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is. And
Physically
you
and
put-
emotionally in different regards.
Mhm.
and you're putting your
That's
stuff
fine.
out there.
You take risks on other people not liking your stuff. Me,
Oh,
I
yeah.
take risks because, like, I decided to just go all out and all in this. So I'm taking a huge risk by trying to live off as a freelance artist instead of just having your freaking job and getting paid $5,000 to draw a goddamn logo.
But
Exactly.
here's the thing: if you're gonna gamble, if you're
But the thing is, I could make money before doing stuff that I didn't like. I was not happy. I was miserable. Now I'm
Right.
happy, but I'm fucking broke.
Yeah, it's a. What do you want?
But here's the thing. And I always say this, like I was saying the staying spots. If you're gonna gamble on yourself,
Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
gamble on yourself.
bet
Right?
on
Making money
yourself,
for other people, yeah.
right? And holy shit, it's like we're doing it, like it's actually happening. And
Mhm.
the books that are coming out, like I can count all of the books that I was like really disappointed
Yeah.
with on like one hand, less. Do you know what I mean? There's only been like a couple.
Yeah.
And
I don't-
it's such an exciting time
Definitely,
that we're in.
I can't even back all these fucking books. There's so many.
No, I can't either.
Books. To be honest with you, I can't back everything.
No, neither can I, dude.
For me,
neither
like,
can I,
a lot of good stuff.
I know, and it hurts me too, because some of these people are my friends, and I'm just like, fuck. It's frustrating, but boy, what a wonderful thing to be frustrated about.
But you guys know that when I go silent for a while and I don't stream and I go missing because I'm working on something or doing some
you're
research
working on your
about something.
many fucking endeavors, dude. You got more projects than anybody, dude.
You're around more than Preston. Preston is really just like eyes down, creating.
Yeah.
And so I get pissed off. I'm just like, dude, like, go on a stream with me. It's like I have to promote this thing by myself. Really? But at the same time, I'm like, you do you, boy. He's out there. He's banging out art. He's grinding. He's doing beautiful work.
And usually when I come back, I have cool info for people, right?
Yeah.
So right now, I've been playing with Amazon and Shopify.
Oh hell yeah!
So Amazon has print on demand now. If you open yourself, yes, it's been in beta. It's a new thing. It's been active for not too long ago, and I've talked about it. I've mentioned it. I've been testing some stuff. I've put the Red Label Indie Comic Showcase in there.
Oh,
we're not making a lot of sales money wise, like buying, but I put it free to read on the their Kindle thing. So there's a lot of people reading it, right? So that's the purpose of that book.
Yeah,
I did some tests with print on with the print on demand there. They have a margin thing. It's a bit of a fuss, right? But it's a freaking cool thing that you can do, because they also right now in beta mode. It's a bit more problematic when you're trying to set up your stuff, but they have hardcover.
Ooh,
right.
Really?
Okay, and the thing is that they work by percentage and stuff, so it's interesting, right?
Very interesting.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
but lately, I've been doing my crunch time on Shopify, building my own thing, trying to build my brand, and having some stuff. And what I've discovered on Shopify, when I get into something, I don't half-ass shit.
Yeah. No, you sure don't. No, you're hardcore, brother.
I discovered that there's apps to do pre-sales that you can set a certain amount or stuff like that. You can also have like an app that you can do your own crowdfunding.
Really? Shopify?
Yes. It's on Shopify. You pay $17 to $24 a month, depending on which one you pick, but you can create your own crowdfunding on your webpage, which looks pretty much similar to something like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and is the reason why Kickstarter is turning their fucking thing into a blockchain, so you can put them on your website and sponsored by them. So that's something that's coming. I've been researching into. Now, that said, I found out something else that's pretty goddamn cool.
Okay.
One. On Shopify, you can use something called Printful. Printful is what allows me to do this broaded hat there.
Sweet.
This nice little T-shirt, and it's always with your brand. Okay?
That's dope, man.
That is dope.
I want one of those.
You can do all type of thing. You can even do canvas shoes, backpacks, anything you want. The only thing is you have to be aware that you have to fill your order. So meaning it's not like Teespring. Then they make more money. You make more money on the other one, which is fun. Okay, so you get full control. You get to know how many you sell, and you go pay for your order. You claim your money, and you pay for your own order, and you send it to your client. You can even send them a little personal message.
Dope.
Okay.
I like that.
One other thing that I've put on there is I have a royalty reward system where when you join it, every time you pay thing, you win Inkslayer tokens, which when you collect it becomes a discount.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
And while I was researching that, I found out another thing today.
Okay.
Lulu Express, the print-on-demand book site, has also an app for Shopify where you can print on demand your own goddamn book on your freaking website.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
Wow. So there are all these avenues that are opening up to us where we can put our work out there. We don't need Marvel. We don't need DC. We don't need Image.
The best part?
Or Indiegogo at the...
You have discount on
shipping.
shipping. You have discount on shipping with Shopify.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Foreign
as well?
People at checkout. Yes, people at checkout. People at checkout, they can choose between regular, international, or express shipping, pay more or something. And then you can create your labels through Shopify, and you get maybe like a 2%, 3% discount that they get because you're dealing with them. You can print it with your little label printer, and bye-bye.
Nice.
The future is unraveling.
Somebody poked my curiosity toward Shopify, and I'm like, oh, that's curious. Okay. And when I get done on something.
Oh
yes.
You dive deep.
and that's the thing too. It's like we're all about exploring, finding new things to do.
Yeah.
Things that we can share, for instance,
think
with like
about it. We can do our campaigns, create a product, sell our book directly from us for the extra deluxe edition. Like we've all been discussing for a long time, right? The leftover of your campaign goes there, higher prices, or the same price with no extras, right? Or something like that. That's what I'm doing. Like I put the book there for $25 and you get maybe one print, one card or something. You don't get all the beautiful stuff, right? But the thing is, when you're done, you can also just create print on demand books.
Which is fantastic. I mean,
dude, we used to all look like I was looking at Amazon, but I'm like, if we can have that on our website, we're cutting a middleman with the percentage.
Yeah. Big time. Especially with, Indiegogo doesn't take that much. Kickstarter takes a little bit more, but Kickstarter, they really don't want us. I can't, I sell I'll always use Kickstarter for second chance campaigns, shit like that. There's no reason not to use it because it's such a bigger platform, but it's not a bigger platform for comic creators.
I was considering it too, but dude, I'm really enjoying Shopify.
That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for us not to put our shit on there.
Because now if I want, I could go and put a tier on my freaking campaign with a t-shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
And I go to my print t-shirt, send it there. Boom, bye.
Right. Oh my God. We're going to be able to do so much cool stuff. And once again, it's the technology. Just the fact that we can print these books, that we can print beautiful looking comic books on beautiful paper with beautiful color that really pops.
The only issue is you know that when you print on demand, you do not control the quality.
That's the only problem.
But that's a good thing. That's a good thing for us in a way. Because one, you don't control quality. That means price goes down.
Right.
To sell. Right?
Right.
Because you don't control quality and the price is not as steep.
True.
But it also validates why people would want the deluxe edition on our freaking campaign from the get-go.
Exactly.
That's true.
Well, look, if we're putting stuff on Shopify, if we're putting stuff on Amazon, we don't want it to be the exact same thing that we're selling on our campaigns.
Yeah.
Right? Because people are going to feel robbed and they're going to feel cheated. And
that's why I tell also always put first printing on that. You don't have to put second printing after. That's right. That's not a thing. But if you put first printing on the one on the campaign and you don't put it after, you already cemented the fact that those are limited edition.
Yes, that you have something that's a collectible. Because I'm like you, I could give a rat's ass about collectability. I used to pay through the nose for old issues of X-Men, Daredevil, that sort of a thing. That's because I wanted to read them.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was the only way you could read the comic was to buy the originals. Now you can get the trade paperbacks. However, we have people out there who are collectors.
But that's why I'm the same as you. That's why I'm like, I have the deluxe edition of 300. Why would I need to have the floppies?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But you understand there are people that want those floppies.
Yeah, because we're not all looking for the same thing. Some people want to own the collector's piece. Me, I just want to read it.
Yeah. No,
I just want to be able to
way.
read it whenever I want, and I just don't like digital. Because if I actually like digital, I'd probably have all my books on my computer. But
variant covers. I felt like a dick just having one variant cover because I was just like, is this double dipping? And I had to check. With Preston. I was like, is this double dipping? He's like, no. It's like, I mean, there are some people who are completists. They have to have everything. But
I remember when you asked me, I told you, but it's like you're forcing somebody that wants to buy 2 or 3 issues of your book to have the same cover. And you looked at me and goes, you make a good point.
Like, there's part of you that's like, But at the same time, we are nothing without our fans. We're nothing without our backers. We always have to honor and respect them. And the wonderful thing is we can get immediate feedback.
Yep.
Right? They have a direct line of communication to us. If they're not happy with something, they'll let us know. And we can rectify that. Oh, Frankie's in the chat. What up, Frankie?
Hail, Frankie.
And, it's important that we've always said it. Like if the life of your book or your product or your passion or your whatever you have about that book ends at the end of that campaign, in the end, there's no point.
Right. And it's, we're all about building for the future. We're all about.
I want issue 2. I want
long
issue 3.
game.
I want issue 5. I want your next project. I want,
That's why on the Six Gun campaign I have right now for Cemetery Without Crosses, you can download the entire first issue for free because I believe in it, and it gives people a chance to kick the tires and see if that's something that they're into. Right. And I'm confident that they're going to be like, oh, hell yeah, I want more of this.
But I was thinking of releasing like one short story of the Tales from Adverse 2. Like, make it readable, like the first story called Murder Doll.
Yeah.
If it was, trying to get it ready, 12 page, but you get a glimpse of it, maybe full or just like the first 8 pages without the conclusion, right? Just to tease you a little bit.
Right. Tickle your ass with a feather.
And what I'm trying to do, I'm pulling out like scenes from the book and trying to animate them for the trailer.
Oh,
yeah, boy. Yeah, the stuff that you've been doing with the animation is tizite.
Oh, I'm loving that shit.
Dude, I'm like, I want to do so much. It's hard to explain. It's like, I feel like I'm splitting myself in 4 people, and I'm still going. I should still be finishing that sculptor for that. Right. I got like 25 other things to do too. But like I told you guys, my priority is always the same. Comics would always be first.
Ichiban, number one. Everything else is secondary.
Yeah,
right?
I want to have some statues. I want to have my board game. I'm gonna get some people to help me work on it and all that stuff. All nice and sweet. But my main thing is comics. And if I could, I would not even, be involved other than a guide in an animated series or a video game. But dude, I do want that freaking 2D game. I want Nadverse to be like that Metal Slug / Shank game.
Yeah, well, there's like an 8-bit game creator where you can create like Nintendo games now.
I know. I'm checking Unity right now. Remember, I studied 3D.
Yes, right? Of course. You have a degree in that shit, son. I know.
So I'm checking into it. I don't know much about it, but I'm checking into it because I do want to have that game. Imagine having the game of that where you start a mission. It's running after somebody on the rooftop. Next mission, it's a shootout with giant tanks. And then next mission, you're riding a bike and somebody's riding bitch behind you and he's shooting and you're riding the bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it'd be absolutely fucking awesome. I would we would all love to have miniatures. We'd love to have games. Like I said, I'm hoping that with this campaign with the miniatures, that I'm going to be able to create a system whereby we can produce these in a cost-effective manner, and get them some bitches out there. Because there's no reason why we shouldn't all have a little 3D printed figurines.
For sure.
For our characters at the very least. And for like Blood Hunt, Doc Salem, there's no reason why we shouldn't have 2. Right? And be able to like create a diorama by connecting the figurines and
maybe a car.
Maybe dude.
My goal with that, like my idea with the game was to start building slowly. And Brian, I've been talking about it for a long time.
Yes.
And it started by setting up a small collection of minis. You take it very seriously, like there were Warhammer 40K minis. Right? So you can easily, throughout your campaigns, technically build a collection for a game. So in the end, you can do 2 things. Offer them a big, very push tabletop game and a very, very little simple free game with rules and shit where they can all fight.
Right, like HeroClix or something.
Yeah, like HeroClix, like a very simple little cheaty game.
There's no reason why we shouldn't have that.
So people collect those little things, and by the end you go, oh, by the way, we were giving you a little game. There you go, have fun.
Right.
And if you want the bigger game, come see us later. We have a bigger plan for an actual board game.
Yes. There's no reason.
That's my goal. That's what I've always tried to do with that little thing, and that's why I bought that 3D printer, and I've been talking about it, and I'm happy to see a lot more people getting into it.
Yes. Oh, it's growing, man. It's growing, especially now.
I'm not one of those that's like, fuck competition. No, me, I'm like, ooh,
Yes. Yes.
The more the
Yes.
merrier.
The more the merrier.
Yes.
And to me, like that's the thing that's one of my great motivators in like making the figurine is like, okay, I'm gonna figure out a way to do this that's cost effective, that's simple, so all my friends can fucking copy me. Right? Because it's all about figuring this stuff out. Yeah, it's good for us, but then it's good for the community, and it's great for our friends. And who does it ultimately benefit the most? The fucking backers.
Look back with Blood Hunt. Everybody was screaming doom when they canceled the freaking shipping. I disappeared for a month.
I remember. And
I came back with the solution for everyone.
Yep.
And I shared it. I could have just went like, fuck you guys. I got that.
You're not like that.
So I went in. I'm like, guys, I did this. Found out this. Go.
Yes. Well, I mean that. Look, dude.
And the same thing with the vac stacks. Remember, I did the same thing. Everybody was complaining about that thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah. Yep. But I mean, that's what's so special about this community. We're not fucking backstabbing each other. We're lifting each other up.
Yeah.
Right? We're not gatekeeping. We're opening the door for new people that are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Like everybody's welcome as long as
everybody's welcome. And the generosity.
Culture, and you're not one of those my fifis got her and I get offended at everything.
Exactly.
Because then you can just flick them.
Yes. Look, absolutely. And one of the things, and I always say this about you, I always say this about Preston too. You are guys that you don't talk about it much because you don't want to virtue signal or any of that shit, but you do a lot for people that are coming in, and you do a lot to nurture new and emerging talent. And then there's people like our friend Matt here, who to me embody the very spirit of what CG is about, which is people that were hanging out in the chat, had dreamt about doing this, and they're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring. I'm gonna give this a shot.
Remember
that's what we're about.
Remember that epic end of that first campaign of yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes in the hangout. He goes, I only have this. I'm like, okay, guys, time to mobilize. And
hell yeah. That shit was crazy.
I fucked up. I was supposed to extend, but it didn't work. I'm like, shit.
I was so blessed by the community by that, man.
Yeah.
Thank everybody.
Oh, dude. And like I remember I hadn't even met Preston. Like I knew nothing about him, but I saw he was doing this book, Doc Salem, and it looked dope as fuck. Mm-hmm. And that was when the first CG Civil War happened, right? And everybody was getting hit hard because people were just they were just leaving the community out of disgust, right? And I was just like, hey, everybody, come on. Look, Doc Salem, this looks dope. Come on, let's go. And there was nobody behind me. And so the campaign failed. And I was like, dude, you're going to relaunch at a better time. It's going to be a hit and everything, but you're still going to feel like you got kicked in the nuts.
Yep. The same happened with me with Blood Hunt, dude. You were there, boy.
Yes. And you kept it in demand.
Yeah.
You kept that sucker in demand.
When I came in, the first campaign didn't work. Nobody knew who the fuck I was.
Right.
I was trying to share, and it's people that found me going, how come nobody sees this shit? And
Man,
it was
one of my favorite comic books.
Ace, Nick, Adam AF.
I love that.
The three first one that spotted me and started promoting my stuff.
Right.
And people were like, aren't you disappointed? And then I know, dude, because I came in and I knew exactly what the fuck I was doing. I knew I was no one, but I knew that by doing a first campaign, I would build up a readership. And I had my plan for the second chance campaign already when I launched.
Right. By the way, do you notice all these notes right here? These little things right there? That was for when I was writing Blood Hunt Doc Salem, which is going to be to the site, and everybody's going to have to.
Hey Sim, if you're going to make a Blood Hunt movie, who would play Vincent?
Honestly, my first pick is always the same guy because he's just not a great actor, but he looks like him. And dude, action wise, it's what's his name?
Luke Goss?
Atkins. No, Atkins. Scott Atkins.
Oh, Scott Atkins. I love that dude.
But he's not an amazing actor. But we never know. Actor? Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's good.
Oh, he could pull it out. He could fart that role, dude.
We don't know. Maybe if we get a good director with that guy, that would be like the part. I have a feeling that he would be perfect for it, dude. There's a part where you see him without the pinch, all shaved, and doing his little kata. And I'm like, I imagine him with guns in his hand going, whoosh, whoosh.
He'd be
like,
perfect.
The gun
He's got
cost.
some acting chops. It's just no one
Yeah.
fucking gives him a chance. He was
Well,
in. I've seen him do
Avengement?
I've seen him do a scene from Dark Knight Rises because he was trying out for Batman. versus
Yeah.
Superman.
Oh, he'd be great.
I seen him do the whole scene. It was with him and when Bale and Alfred were on the stairwell, and he had to deliver that. And then I seen him. He was in Zero Dark 30. He was just like a little Marine, just on like a little cafeteria scene.
He's
got
in
some
tons of
acting chops.
movies.
It's just no one gives him any chance. You know, he can do it.
No,
I had
he's
a
stuck in the
character
low
that I
budget
thought
ghetto.
I would totally hire him. He'd be a good Batman too.
Oh, he'd be
I was
great.
thinking he can't pull it off, but 30 years ago, possibly Billy Idol.
Sting. Sting actually was
dude,
doing a little bit of acting. Not that he was especially good or anything, but
I don't know if you noticed, but if you look at Vincent, he does have that Billy Idol look.
yeah, he does.
Yeah. But dude, somebody asked me the same thing for Nat, and before I would have said like either like Hemsworth, because I think he like make him a redhead, or his brother, one of the two, right?
Right.
But Scotsman brought in one, and ever since I'm like fucking. I don't know if you remember, Brian. I shared a picture of him, and I drew Nat over him.
Oh, Eastwood.
No, refresh my memory.
Scott Eastwood.
That's right. Yeah.
All
he
you
does.
needed was just to bulk up. That's it.
He's perfect.
And he could do that with some human growth hormone and a personal trainer.
Yeah.
You see all these guys that are getting like buff like really quick. Yeah, you don't think they're juicing. So
Scott Eastwood, like dude, when he said it, I'm like, holy shit, you are right. Because I think attitude wise, like that's why I went with Hemsworth, because look wise he could put it off, right? But attitudes wise,
so important.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the attitude that he brought to Thor, that's not really Thor, but I like it a lot, and that's a bit Nat in a way. Like he's more fun,
I'd hire his brother Liam.
Well, because Vincent is happy to be a vampire. There's this moment, spoiler alert, for that I loved writing for Blood Hunt Doc Salem. He loses his powers at one point, right? Because I had to nerf him. He loses his powers, and he's just a regular mortal, and he hates it. He's like, "Oh, I'm just a regular douchebag." And then he starts becoming a vampire again. He's like, "Oh, like I could feel my body dying. I'm becoming one of the unholy undead." Yeah, boy!
Absolute power.
But I ain't gonna lie. Like you could totally see like Hugh Jackman could do both those characters.
Yeah, I mean,
like in my head, I'm boss logicking that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that the next Wolverine will look like kind of like Bob Hoskins, personally.
Me too. Either Harry Potter or that kid from the
Bob Hoskins,
fucking Kingsman. Yeah.
Can I say something too?
Sure, of course.
I have to. If you look at Nat, right, he's like the epithet of every rebellious badass that we've known back in the days, right? One of them was obviously Clint Eastwood.
I just said it. He's Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. No, but I had him it was one of them in my head, like those type of classy,
I see that Clint Eastwood right here in the eyes and the eyebrows.
So I'm like Scott. Yeah, when
exactly.
Look at those colors.
Scott Eastman would be fucking perfect.
Yeah,
everybody, let's get his attention.
Sure.
Well,
that's the dream. That's the dream. Let's face it.
Like, hey, bro.
Good. You get the attention of one of them. Like another one that I thought would be cool to that would be a perfect fit. But it's face wise, right? It's Gina Carano.
Yeah.
For Rose.
Oh hell yeah.
So that's Scott Eastman. I'm like, fine. Yeah.
I like that picture right there. Who colored that?
That was ink spots.
Fuck, I love
that
his
was
colors.
My pencil with ink spots. Yeah.
Can't wait for Metal Mayhem Rock Boy.
Yeah, that looks fucking.
Wait till you see the Luani and Rose Daddy issue thing we're doing.
That's gonna be awesome. And Inky, one of those guys who was just like, I thought I'd given up on my dream. Right, I'd put that behind me. I'm like, no mofo. Now that wasn't the time. This is the time. And just to hear him coming as positive as he was, like he's like, okay, like now I'm gonna do this. Now is the time. I was like,
now it's time to do what we want.
Fuck yeah.
I'm
never
so
gonna give up,
man. No,
I'm never
fuck
giving
that.
up.
Fuck that. No. Exactly. And there's something so beautiful about that. There's something so inspiring about that. Really, CG, I mean, look, I had a brutal couple of years, and this scene has been the wind in my fucking sails.
Oh,
without
sure,
a doubt.
I'll
yeah.
be honest. Like, I've had a rough few years. There's a few things that are, I just don't talk about it that much.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But the thing is, when they say when the goings get tough, the tough gets going.
Fuck
Right?
yeah.
Oh, you find out who you are.
Yeah, like me, like right now, like I'm not going around going, oh, poor me. But dude, I'm living in Canada right now.
Yeah.
And if you hear about what's going on right now, like everything's unfrozen, no support, then we go back into this. So it's kind of like, wow, everybody's in trouble.
Everything's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But like I say, when the goings get tough, the tough get going.
And here's the thing, like I said,
hold on, just one last thing.
Yeah, please.
When you're about to hit it, the shit hits the fan. My grandma always said the same thing. When you're getting close to ending to your goal, it always gets rougher. Why? Just to know that you actually deserve it.
It just happens. It just
happens.
It's just part of the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I will say
like
this.
There's moments like the moment that you really feel like giving up, right? It's the same thing when I used to do the football thing. Yeah, if you remember the old training that it was, where you got close your eyes and you walk on all fours till the end, and you're like, I can't do it. I go, dude.
You want to cry and you want to break.
And you want to cry, you want to stop, dude. And you're still going, and you think you're halfway through the fucking thing, but you passed that fucking gold field.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's the exact thing. It's the thing of like, dude, I live in a very cold country. So it's something we learn very fucking old when you're walking in the goddamn snow and you feel like you just want to crawl in a ball and die in the snow.
You keep going. Man. Yeah. Because what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Giving up? It's too late to give up. The time to give up would have been like a long time ago.
Right. Somebody once said, right? What's the worst you can lose if you try? If you don't try, you lose anyways.
Yeah. Exactly. And when the bad shit happens, you find out what you're made out of. You get pounded into the ground like a fucking tent peg. It's just like anything else, like that old cliche. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get the fuck back up.
You're like, how many times has that motherfucker been beat down? That's the question.
Yeah.
I don't care about how many fights you won.
I was going
Can you take a beating? Do you have any heart?
I was going through a little bit of a rough time like 2 weeks ago, like for some reasons. And out of nowhere, somebody, I'm not going to say it, but somebody I highly respect and would not be expecting sending me a support message out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And if I told you what it was, you'd be like, oh, shit. And I'm like, thanks, bro. Thanks. It's out of nowhere. It's kind of,
Yeah. Well, that's what this community is about. Yeah. I met some of the coolest people I've ever met in my entire life here, and people who have that spirit, you guys are some of them. Yeah. Well, just right back at you guys, obviously, know, and
dude, I say it all the time. If it wasn't of you guys, CG, people like Brian, man, and everybody, dude, in the moment of blood, when I came out in 28, dude, I was losing everything. I don't know if you know this. Brian was there. He knew it. I was losing everything. They came after me to my fucking LinkedIn. I got canceled like a motherfucker. All my contracts, my little jobs I had on the side got wiped.
Damn.
And who showed up? Was CG and all you guys that showed up on the Second Chance campaign. I got funded in less than a fucking week.
That's what's up.
And they showed up with commissions, and I made money, and I did fine. I was good.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
And
And
that's what I try to keep in mind every time I feel rough down. I think of my kids, who I'm doing this for, and I think about you guys, and I'm like, let's do this shit.
Yeah.
And I don't care about any of that goddamn drama. We did that hashtag blame Sim because I don't care if you want to talk behind my back. If you want to try and blame me for any type of fucking shit,
we blame you for everything, Sim.
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean, dude, you are one of the coolest, most positive fucking people. Anybody that has an issue with you has issues. Okay? Like,
'Cause
but
I don't go out of my way to go after people. I don't do anything
Never.
like that. I'm supportive of even of people I don't really agree with. I don't give a fuck. If I like your book, I like your book.
I've never gotten any
If I like you, I
negative.
like you.
Yeah. And the thing is there's enough negative shit in the real fucking world that we're dealing with. This is a sanctuary.
Do you
At
want a
least
funny
it
one?
should be.
I'm not going to say
Sacred.
any names, okay? But just a funny situation that happened with me and Steve one day, right?
Yeah.
Steve comes to me and goes, dude, can you stop fighting with that guy? Like, who? Like, that guy. I don't even talk to that guy.
Well, look, we know that there's whisper networks. We know that there's blacklists in CG, right? Like whenever people talk about like whisper networks and blacklist and that sort of a thing in the mainstream, it's like, oh, but there's none of that in CG, right? Of course there is, but the good draws to it the good, the positive draws to it the positive, the same way the negative draws to it the negative.
Yeah, I just keep that negative thing away from me. I just don't
Yeah,
give
me
it
too.
time of day. I just don't. I'm sorry. Look,
Don't have time for it.
I'm 45, right? I have my own health. I have my own life. I have my kids. I have this and I have that. I don't have time to go back in high school, and I have no intention to.
It's not even high school. It's like fucking
here.
Yeah. It's not even like high school. It's like kindergarten,
Mm-hmm.
right? People fighting over nothing, over
Fucking
stupid
preschool.
shit.
We're all playing in the sandbox, and some
And
motherfuckers are throwing sand at each other.
Oh, dude, and right now in America, they're trying to start a civil war, and you know what? It's working.
It's not just there, dude. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. That was the West way, right? So technically, it's UK, Australia, Canada,
sad, Germany,
the Netherlands, US, Germany. It's all where everything was going fine. It's weird, right?
Yeah, it is.
There was almost no racism anymore. It was just stupid asses. I'm sorry, because you cannot get rid of stupid asses.
No, there's always going to be some fucking idiots.
Or ignorance.
Yes.
Plain ignorance. Like, so you never seen a black person in your life. You see it for the first time, you'd be shocked. It's just be logic. It works always.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Shove you a blue girl in front of you, you'll go, oh, damn, that's weirdly attractive.
Right.
So what?
Right. Yeah, no, it's like when not Langston Hughes. Who am I thinking of? James Baldwin was in Sweden, I think, right? And these little children, these little blue-eyed, blonde-haired little munchkins were following him down the street, and he wanted to know, like, why are they following me? And his friend told him, oh, they want to see if it wipes off. Like he was like, they weren't being racist. It was just like, what is that? It's like a unicorn or something like that.
Right.
But I use that analogy because everybody that had a kid has been through it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If you had a kid once and you had, somebody from another country around, the kid has reacted differently. Like weirdly going, what the hell are you?
Right.
And that's all. And once the kid knows, oh, it's okay. It's just somebody else. Hey, what's up? It takes 5 seconds.
Exactly. Like I'm like people that I've known who are like little people, like dwarves. They'll tell you that like kids are they're curious, and their parents are like either like they want to just like move them along, or they're just like, oh well, people come in all kinds of different sizes and shapes and colors, and
that's worse because that makes them feel like shit.
Exactly. Exactly. And sometimes little kids will come right up to them and go, what are you? And they actually enjoy that because then they can tell the kids what they are or what they think of themselves.
I've known a lot of those small people that you call them, or aka midgets, dwarves.
Whatever.
Right. The thing is, they like to make fun of it themselves.
Mm-hmm. The cool ones, absolutely. Yeah.
They like the funny reaction of people.
Absolutely. And it's when people are just like, oh, hush, hush, hush with their kids. And, no, like, don't be rude. It's like, no, that's like the wrong reaction. That's,
it's like me. It's like, dude, okay, just a quick anecdote. I was in security, right?
Yeah.
And I'm working in security. I'm 5'8" and I'm stocky as fuck. Right?
Yeah, you are. You're a dwarf.
I'm a fantasy dwarf of 5'8".
Yep.
and I'm in security with people that are like between 6 to 6'4", right? And they're about the same width, right? But when something happened and they saw me outrun everyone, get it? Like I just went. They just went like, this shit has happened. There's nothing better.
Oh my god! And you also know all you need to do is punch.
Midget just outrun us. I go, you better call Mr. Dwarf.
Not a midget, a dwarf, and everybody knows dwarves fucking rule.
The next week they had a badge, right, and on it was written Wolverine.
Ah, yes. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, look, there's no doubt in my mind that when Tolkien came up with Middle Earth and the dwarves and the elves, those were all, and the halflings, those are all basically types of people that he knew. Because there are people like you. I'd look at you and be like, dwarf. I have friends who are hobbits. Mm-hmm. They look exactly like hobbits, right? And then if you go to Scandinavia, like, oh, elves. Right?
And if you go back in the years, 6'4" was a fucking giant because 5 feet was pretty tall for a guy. Right. But you know what? They were short as fuck, but they were walking with one of those fucking like iron cast fucking wood burner or wood oven on their fucking shoulder like nothing. They picked up like you pick that up like you pick a basketball and just let's go. Let's walk for a few hours. You're like, wow. Because that's one of the things you learn. The shorter you are, the more the stronger you are.
Yeah, they're closer to the earth. They had the better center of gravity, could snap you in half.
Exactly.
I fear of the smaller people.
Why do you think they make fun of the smaller people? Because I remember in high school, like the guy's laughing at me. I just looked up at him. You know damn well why you're making fun of me. I can break you in two.
Exactly. Well, the big
guy, punch him in the side of the knee, and they just go
and knock him out.
Yeah, that's what I did, dude. Exactly.
Out,
the guy was tall as fuck, built like a fucking house, and I went like poof, punch on the the inside of the knee,
right down.
His arms. When you hit it properly on the side of the knee, like all the nerves go down. So his arms felt like a fucking rag doll. and then you're like, now you're up to my height. And then you put your hand on his fucking chest, and he's just like, okay, I'm done.
Oh my god. Oh,
like, there's a reason why the elephant feared a mouse. Okay.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Without a fucking doubt. Oh, that story you fucking booking. That's great. It's but yeah, fucking without a doubt, there are people that, like I said, like the friends of mine. Even I've been like, do you mind if I call you a hobbit? I'll check, right? And like, yeah, that was like my nickname in college. Everybody was like, yeah, what up, hobbit? Yeah, it's a physical body type. All of those are physical body types. All of the Middle East.
I'm convinced him is Wolverine. My son's name's Logan.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. That's badass.
My elder son, when he came out, he had dude, I'm not kidding. He had this 2 spikes on the side of his head.
No.
Like the mom wanted him to call him Sam, right? Sam. So we have the same type of initials, like Sim and Sam. And I'm like, I like Logan. Because of the goddamn comic? No, I like Logan Street. Logan's like, it's been a name around, like, historical. And I kind of like the name, period. And he came out, and the hair was sticky on both sides.
There it was.
It was Logan.
Like that. Oh, that's fucking classic. Oh man, Frankie says I'm convinced Sim is Wolverine. Yeah, we all are, dude.
Day that I outrun the security, like 6 feet, dude. There was people like that stole something, right? So they jump on one of those vans, not minivans, vans back then.
Right.
There's a difference between those little minivans.
Oh yes.
The Pam van.
Yeah, like right? The 70s, like this goes on wheels. Yeah.
So, dude, they left, and I just blasted, right? And they saw me run up a hill of snow, slide down the other side, end up in front of the goddamn van, and come back with the stolen goods.
Oh my god!
There
You
were
are a
3
fucking
people in that
superhero.
car, in that freaking thing, and one of them, I'm like, first one that comes, I take him out. Give me my shit.
So they didn't just surrender. Because I'd be thinking this guy's a lunatic, and there's one type of person that even the most hardened like criminals on the face of the planet are terrified of, and that's a lunatic.
Mhm.
Once people see crazy in your eyes, they're like,
No, they do. They put the stuff that come in gag, put it down and back the fuck up.
nice.
They did.
Nice.
And I just grabbed the box, and I went back, and that's it.
Badass.
The guys looked at me like, "Fuck, he's the smallest and the meanest." Like, bet your ass, motherfucker.
Yeah. So
you know what they
that's
say about
Wolverine.
nice guys, right? You know what they say about nice guys? Don't piss us off.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
Like I was saying, we were doing, I think, the Pit and the Pendulum. How does the saying go? There's 3 things that every wise man fears, and that is the sea during a storm, a night without a moon. Evidently, it has something to do with like the fairy world, or the wall between worlds growing thin, right? And the anger of a gentleman.
I just say when a good man goes to war. Yeah.
Like I've got a long fuse, but it's connected to a very big bomb.
Yep.
So it's like you get me there, you're dealing with like a lunatic. Yeah,
My fuse shrinks and then it grows depending on the day.
Well, depending on the weather, or whether you're in like cold
Just
water
the day.
or warm water.
Some days it's extremely long. Some days it's extremely short.
Oh man,
Yeah.
very patient, dude.
That's real.
When that switch goes off.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there was a guy that was getting on my nerves in high school. You know that guy that's like trying to pick on everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And it was one of those days. And I just turned around and 1-inch punched him in the chest.
Did you put your hand out like this, like the Bruce Lee 1-inch punch? Like
I just turned around, boom, paf, yes, and he went flying in front of 2-3 doors. He went,
Oh man.
dude, I used to train for like strong men. I used to bench press 200 and something pounds.
Yeah. Like
at 13 years old. I won 2 gold medal and 1 silver. Like I used to like 60 kilos in one shot at 12, and I used to leg press 700 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. When I turned around and I won it like out of anger, like it's one of the reasons why I really love Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
They're living in a world of cardboard thing.
Yes.
Dude, I turned around and the guy went flying, and then I had to save his life by helping him to breathe again.
Oh my god.
Yes, I hit him in the solar plexus.
That's the worst.
Dude, it's one of the reasons. I'm sorry, it's not about violence, it's about controlling your anger. And it's one of the main things they say, you do not resolve any, you do not yeah.
Yeah, no, you like I am a peaceful guy. I'm like I hate violence.
Frankie knows again, Wolverine. Hit him with that motherfucker.
I get that reference a lot.
I was just thinking, have you ever seen Paul Naschy? Do you guys even know who Paul Naschy is?
I've heard that name. He's an actor, right?
He was an actor. He's one of those dudes. He was like short and stocky. He was a power lifter.
I know a guy that's like that too. He could bench press like 400 pounds. He can he was body slamming like linebackers when like when he was 40 something. You know what I mean?
That's freaking.
He's a badass motherfucker.
Dude.
Like he fucks motherfuckers up.
Let me show you
like
something.
Current year type shit.
I haven't worked out in over 3 years.
Like he actually gets into fights. Like he's banned from every bar.
This is just my
You know what I'm saying? From fucking motherfuckers up. Like, young cats. Like,
damn.
He's like 50 now.
You showing off those calves?
It's crazy.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a picture of Paul Naschy here. He was a basically Lon Chaney, the Lon Chaney of Spain. Like he played every movie monster. And
yes.
I'll be back. I'll just go get a smoke. I'll be right back.
Rock and roll brother. Because oh my god, this dude was let me see.
I think I seen your Russian Charles Bronson, or I don't know if it was Russian.
Oh, deep fake Charles Bronson
on a fucking Tubi movie I was scrolling through the other day.
Yeah, let me see. I'm fucking around here. Hold on. There he is. Yeah, like he's like one of those people. It's just like, oh, that dude's fat, and then you look closely, and you're like, there's like not a speck of fat on that guy. That dude's like that's all muscle, a fucking barrel chested man. Yeah, he played a Valdemar Daninsky, the werewolf, in I think 8 or 9 movies. This was him in Inquisition, which was
I know that guy.
Oh, you know Paul Naschy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that dude.
But
yeah,
I didn't know him by then, but I've seen him before. Yeah.
What's that Chalkin? What is that video game? The Chakin?
Oh, that's like since we're talking about Solomon Kane, I wanted to.
I remember that. I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
as a kid.
This was based on a manga which was inspired by Solomon Kane.
That looks like Eddie, Solomon Kane, and Butch Cleaver put together.
Yeah, doesn't it, dude? Seriously, I loved this game when I was a kid because you're right. Like the goal of the game was to die because your character was immortal.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're like looking for like you notice there's like a little a wooden stake on his the strap that's across the
little one, huh?
Yeah. And so it's basically
katanas too, huh?
Yeah, it's like zombie Solomon Kane with 2 ninja swords.
That's pretty gangster. And
he looks like that. He looks like the character from Iron Maiden.
Right? I was saying, looks like Eddie a little bit.
Yeah, with a little but with like a big Solomon Kane hat and everything.
It's like Howard Chaykin.
But yeah, like that's a game that like I'm not like a retro gaming guy, but I would like. But
I always thought that when they did Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman, like that was not Van Helsing.
With Hugh Jackman?
That was Solomon Kane.
That was absolutely Solomon Kane.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that pissed me off about it. I was just like, oh man, we don't get a Solomon Kane movie, but we get this shit instead.
Yeah, but I always see it that way. Like to me, it's a Solomon Kane movie. It's not Van Helsing. It's like they didn't have the rights for the fucking movie of Solomon Kane, and they did Van Helsing. And I'm like, dude, that ain't Van Helsing. Van Helsing would be slick as fuck.
Yeah,
absolutely. I wanted to show you this this movie poster because it's fucking rad. I don't know if you saw this. We were like grooving on this.
Yeah, dude, I was looking at it. Yeah, it's freaking awesome.
Oh, I've got to friggin' have that on my wall.
I was already jumped in the back room when you guys were going over that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Oh, it's so
yeah, it's a really nice composition.
It's beautiful.
There's a line from the movie I love too. From what does he say? He says, "I am not yet ready for hell." Like that's one of my favorite lines in the movie.
I'm not yet ready for hell. Yeah.
Well, do you think he's the one that ends up being the death dealer?
No.
Well, that would be a good one.
Death dealer never had a story.
The horse in the back. I'm like, dude, if Conan, Frazetta painting.
Yes.
Solomon Kane, Frazetta painting.
Yeah, Frazetta never. I mean, Frazetta, of course, did the definitive Conan, but he did a lot of Edgar Rice Burroughs, tons of Edgar Rice Burroughs too. But he never did Kane. Kane has always been the redheaded stepchild of the pulps.
That's weird.
My point.
Yeah,
you see him on the horse there. That looks like if that's where I was going. He goes, come on.
Well,
that's dealer from that's like Solomon Kane's like. In Hyperborea. Or,
well,
there's no tale for a death dealer, right?
It would be
an image of Frazetta.
Yeah. It would be a great crazy idea, and I love crazy ideas.
But you read the story, right? You know it's technically like the same principle as what's his name, Doctor. The freaking Sorcerer Supreme from DC.
Dr. Fate.
Yeah, it's the same principle as Dr. Fate, technically. You find that helmet, you put that helmet, you become the death dealer.
Right. Like you're the avatar of this supernatural power.
Yep.
Right.
Speaking of Clash of the Titans. That's Jason Fleming. He was in the remake of Clash of the Titans as well.
Mhm.
Oh, was he? I still
Yeah.
haven't seen that. One of the things
You
I
haven't seen the
like
remake?
about no, is it worth watching?
I thought the
Yes,
first
I was
one
watching
was. The
once.
second one
It was
is a
Rats
bit
and the
weak.
Titan.
Yeah, the second
like
one's a
them
bit
both.
weak. The second one's a bit weaker than the first one, but I like them. Yeah.
Okay,
like them
I'll check those out sometime. But like, one of the things I love about this movie is normally you have the arch villain, and the arch villain is introduced in scenes where we get to see what a badass and what a bastard the arch villain is. In
Right.
this, they keep talking about him, Malachi,
Malachi.
but you only meet him at the very end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but I'm gonna keep it real. This is not a Solomon Kane villain. This is fucking Tough 'em on. This is a Conan villain if there ever was one. But I'm not complaining because it works.
But
I always thought he was the guy going around like turning everybody into demonic or demon possessed people.
No, that was his
him.
That was Kane's brother.
Wasn't it the
this
plan?
was Kane's brother.
But wasn't it the plan to do a Howard verse type of thing when they started
Yes.
this? Like they wanted.
Well, it was
going to
be a trilogy.
Kane and the Conan with Momoa.
I don't know. No, I don't think that was a. I don't think that was a thing. Now, Jason Momoa, not a great actor, but he looked exactly like Conan. And there's one thing I will give him props for. You know, Howard always said that Conan had a broken nose because he knew a lot of boxers, and he didn't know a boxer that didn't have a broken nose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Momoa's just like one day he was like training with the stuntman. He was just like, could you break my nose for me? Right? and stuntmen are lunatics. Anybody will tell you they're fucking lunatics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the guy's like, really? Are you sure? He was like, yeah. Are you sure you're sure? He's like, just do it. Bam! And the dude just breaks his nose.
Yeah, I'll die on that hill. He is the perfect Conan on the planet, and
he looks exactly like him.
Yeah, but it's not his fault. He was done wrong.
Exactly.
And he looks even more like him from the Conan wig with the fucked up Betty haircut.
I'm sorry, dude. Aquaman is fucking Conan.
Kinda. Well, he's a barbarian.
That's what he is. Yeah, but dude, he's playing Aquaman like Conan.
And back in the day when he played Conan, he was a different guy. Like he got fucking woke as fuck and soaked up. Like in the Hollywood scheme, he was different back then. The movie sucked, but he was the perfect actor for the role.
Oh, without a doubt.
He was done.
We're gonna go a long time before we get a motherfucker that's that type of person to play the character.
He was done fucking dirty. Even my bro says it. Like he's the best fucking Conan that we could have asked for.
But that's the thing.
Like look wise, character wise, he could play it, but he was done wrong. They wrote it. I'm sorry. It all has how he was.
Bronze skin, blue eyes.
Hi, how's it going? Like I'm sorry. He's a bit more brooding.
The way he looks, the fucking forehead.
He looked exactly like the character. Right. He looked exactly
Irish,
like the character.
Hawaiian dude. Fucking perfect, dude.
Yeah.
Atlantean fucking descendant of Cole. He's perfect, dude.
Right.
Just a little hiatus. Fun fact here.
Did I say Atlantean?
Did you know that we were supposed to that it was done, it was signed, and we were supposed to have a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah.
With Momoa as the lead and Lobo.
Yeah,
it got canceled right before.
He's perfect for Lobo too. Yeah. He's the best in the Hollywood like acting thing. Sorry, we're sidetracking, but he's perfect for Lobo. Like, put any motherfucker in there and like put the Lobo paint on him. He looks like him more than anybody. I'm sorry, everybody, but he does, and it is a fact.
And Conan, I'm sorry, he was a perfect Conan too. But the movie, the way the movie was written was shit. I like the movie just because they put magic in it.
Yeah, I like the movie. I like Stephen Lang in there too. I'm sorry, I like Stephen Lang.
But I didn't. I thought
I rented a movie with him tonight.
There were moments I enjoyed, right? Like the Dweller.
Rubber nose.
Yeah.
I mean,
the bad guy was the actor was overplaying. It was like very like weird emo-ish type. And I'm sorry, Rose thing McGowan. She's not an actress.
Oh, fuck her. The Conan movie was just a mess. Marcus Nispel needs to be slapped for that. But the problem is that when you have a great actor in a shitty movie, people always blame the actor, right? You look at Batman and Robin. George Clooney was a fine Batman. He just and afterwards he was just like, "Oh yeah, I killed the franchise." I was like, "No, dude, you were fine. You just had the misfortune of being in the worst Batman movie ever. That's it."
Yeah, he could have been good. Like we don't
Could
know.
have been excellent.
He looks like
it's the
fucking
same-
Bruce
dude,
Wayne. He
it's
looks
the
like
same-
Batman.
Right,
Ben
and
Affleck.
that's the important part that you cast. You
Look
don't
at
cast Batman. You cast Bruce Wayne.
Look at Ben Affleck. He got done dirty twice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he did.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
He was I'm sorry. He was almost the perfect cast for fucking Daredevil.
Great,
back then.
great.
Yeah,
He was
And I think the
great.
director's
He
cut of that
played
movie is
him
actually
right.
pretty good.
He sold the blindness. He was.
You know who I would have
awesome.
cast as Daredevil?
The movie was shit.
You know who I
But
would've
if you watch
casted?
the director's cut,
Much better.
it's way
Oh,
better.
it's way better. I
It's
got
an
you.
actual Daredevil movie. Like it's
Guy
actually
Pearce.
good.
You
Guy
just have to
Pearce.
accept. You just have to
Daredevil.
accept the fact. Oh yeah, he would have been great. You just have to accept the fact that Elektra is a completely different character.
Yeah, she sucks.
Yeah.
It's a completely different character
Yeah,
right?
She sucks.
for the
Better than
fucking.
the TV show.
Oh my god! Perfect. They got the perfect Elektra for that. Smoking hot Greek chick. Oh yeah, and just captured that
Yeah, but they
character
had to
perfectly.
they had to ruin that series.
Look, because
Conan
she's a
movie, though,
villain.
with Momoa, there's certain little scenes in there that I like, little dialogues that I like,
Moments.
little moments, little things when he fucking says, "I'll cut apart the mountains to find you," and he
But
fucking
look,
rubs the blade on his face. All the
Frankie
blood.
makes a good comment there. He goes, the Conan film started great. Like that scene with the kid, the
Well,
egg. in
everyone
the
loves the
mouth.
origin. Everyone
know-
loves the kid scene. That's
Yeah,
like their favorite
but-
part
Yeah,
of the
that's
movie.
great.
Yeah, but
with
even when Conan starts, like it starts well, but then you notice it takes a turn, and like it goes
Yeah.
PG-13 like midway through, and at the end it's like what?
Yeah, what the fuck did I just watch? And to me, they lost me actually at the very beginning of that movie because they took Robert E. Howard's creation, Hyboria, which
Yeah.
to me is the second greatest fictitious world
Middle Earth.
after Middle Earth,
Mm.
right? And remember, Howard died very young. He killed
Mhm.
himself when he was like, what, 32?
And Tolkien was
Mhm.
inspired by motherfucking Howard.
Yes,
That's
he
what's crazy.
was. Yes, he was. And Howard, in that short period of time, created this incredibly vivid, cohesive, incredibly detailed world
Look, as much
that
as
only
Frazetta
would
is-
have been fleshed out more and more.
Mhm. As much as Frazetta is known to be the granddaddy of freaking fantasy art, Howard
Sure.
is the granddaddy of fantasy writing.
Yeah,
Without a doubt. Without
Totally.
a doubt.
he's
Dark
the
fa-
papa.
Yes, and
He's the
dark
papa.
fantasy in particular, and
Yeah,
heroic
Conan comes
fantasy in
first, and
particular.
unfortunately, Middle Earth kind of trembles in underneath, as I'm finding.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. When I explain Hyboria to people, I'm like, imagine Middle Earth, but meaner, nastier, sexier, scarier,
And more realistic,
and
in
more
some-
real-
in
yeah.
some regards. 'Cause
Grittier.
You dig into there in historical. There were snake worshippers.
Yeah,
Giant
because it's-
apes. There were giant apes.
I hate when you
yes,
get
go in there.
I hate
Oh my
I
God.
hate fantasy when you go in and everybody is so too good, like goody two shoes. It's like,
Oh,
dude,
God.
dude,
Oh,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's evil people in the world. There's people that really, 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 really want to just see everything burn. Some people
Yes.
just want power. Some
There's
people
some evil
there are
motherfuckers.
some. There are some.
Evil is real. Evil is. I always say this to my millennial friends. I'm just like, you know what? You know what's fucked up about your generation? A lot of cool things about your generation. One of the things that's fucked up, you don't believe in evil.
Yeah, there's some.
They
evil
really
motherfuckers.
don't.
I love
And
it.
yeah, and
That's
evil is
irritating.
very.
They love it.
And it's not just
well-
born evil neither. Okay, let's just
Yeah.
make this
No,
clear.
there's different variations in my opinion.
Oh, there's tons of variations, right? You look at the SJWs; they can't write heroes. When they write heroes, they write them as villains. Isn't
Yeah.
that
And
interesting?
dude, that's not it. They write the heroes as villains and they write the villains as heroes. They're
Yeah.
misunderstood.
Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah,
gross.
exactly.
We got
It
Forrest
is.
in the Forrest in the chat.
Oh, what up, Forrest?
What's up, Forrest?
Yeah, yeah. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for hanging out in the chat and tuning
And thank
in.
you for talking about a movie actually watching.
Yeah, I know.
I'm joking. It's not the
No,
first
I
one.
know.
this movie,
You're
man.
busting.
It's
Oh,
just
pissed,
those
too.
are the ones who jump on when
Oh.
We know that you're a Solomon Kane stan too. But by the way, have you seen the Solomon Kane board game
No.
and the trailers for that from Mythic? I think not Monolith, Mythic. I think did a Kickstarter, and I'm gonna post those on the Twitter because they're these cool like computer animated, 3D animated shorts that are basically kind of like taken from based on scenarios, game scenarios from the game. I guess it's like a skirmish game, right? Like the Conan Monolith game. And they're the trailers are just bitching. If you're like a Solomon Kane fan, you will get a friggin' boner watching
Ryan, did you get goosebumps in this movie when he put on the hat and the cape?
Dude, yeah. When he fucking throws the cape and then he's like riding on horseback. Did
you get that in the trailer? Because I know you watched the motherfucking trailer before it came out.
Yes. Yeah. And then I was just like, because finally it's just like we're half an hour into the movie. Now he's fucking Solomon Kane.
When I saw that happen, I was like,
am I the
hard ass motherfucker,
like,
man?
Why am I getting goosebumps? Is this like
Yeah.
an old character that's been around for a long time or something?
Yes.
Am I supposed to get goosebumps? I'm getting goosebumps. I'm like,
Am I the only one that didn't know that came out?
That's why you got goosebumps, because he's been around.
Yes.
He's been around for a long time.
Yes.
Am I the only one that didn't see that in theater? Because, dude, when I saw that movie, like I didn't even know that.
Did it get released? Did it get? It didn't
thing.
get a theatrical
It got
release.
released over here.
It
got released in Europe. That was it.
It got released in Europe, and that was it.
If it got released over here, motherfuckers would have went and seen that shit. Because it came out the same year as Batman Begins and fucking Casino Royale, all origin movies.
But
it would have been.
It was the same. It was the same thing with what is it? The Dracula's Tale? No,
Untold.
Dracula Untold.
Untold. Like I'm sorry, I know a lot of people don't like it. I really liked it.
I like that.
A lot of people.
That was the one movie though I was waiting for
it.
my whole life. That one fucking movie and that one story. I wanted it rated R, and I wanted RoboCop the reboot rated R, but they didn't rate it R. But he fucked some shit up in that movie though, and the movie's decent. And I like some of the shit they did with it. I got it right here. I bought it.
Dude, I like the fact that they showed you something you've never seen of the vampire, and I'm sorry, but I loved it. I was working on Bloodhood.
It's tight.
And I saw that shit, and I'm like, dude, that's exactly what I want to do. Like, I want to show you the cool shit of being
he's a fucking hero.
Vampire.
He's a superhero. Yeah,
right.
You know when he breaks into bats, he starts running,
big fucking hand,
and then reappears, clink, starts fighting, breaks again into bats.
He fights like 1,000 people in that war in the middle of the movie. That's my favorite part.
You know how I felt about that movie? I felt about that movie the same way that I felt about the remake of The Wolfman. I was like, I'm enjoying this a lot more than this movie deserves.
I love that remake. I was like, oh, this movie's.
I like the
Wolfman is too fucking good. Like, I didn't deserve that motherfucker. Like, it's straight up. It's gothic. It's action packed. It's gory. The effects are good. He's an American werewolf in London, literally.
Yeah,
on screen, and it's dude in the director's cut. But anyway, sorry, Solomon.
Yeah,
Kane.
no, that's all. That's all good. Also, we should figure out what should we watch next? What should we watch and discuss next? Any ideas?
You got any ideas?
I'm hearing crickets.
Vampire Untold.
Dracula Untold, is that on? Let me see if that's on Tubi, because I also want to make sure.
I'm about to watch. I'm gonna go watch Vampire Untold and Solomon Kane after this.
Oh man,
what about Max von Sydow in here, dude?
Oh, of course, yes, Max von Sydow as the great Max von Sydow, who
Pops, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, holy shit. He was in those absolutely magnificent, beautiful Ingmar Bergman movies, like The Seventh Seal, for instance, and has been in a billion movies. I mean, his IMDb has to go on for ages.
Did you guys see a certain movie? Because I was really surprised and I enjoyed it a lot. Did you see Cabin in the Woods?
Yes.
I've fucking been waiting for that. I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, it's fun.
Everyone's telling me go watch that movie. It's the shit.
It's
like
fun.
It's like 13 Ghosts. It's like a badass movie with all these fucking monsters. It's fucking awesome. I still haven't seen it yet, but I'm getting around to it. Like tonight, I'm gonna go watch Carnage. I rented Carnage from the Red Box, and I got the fucking I can't. The one with Stephen Lang where he's blind. You know,
Don't Breathe 2.
Don't Breathe 2. I got that one, so I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, another one I liked from back then. It was Warlock.
I remember that one.
Warlock 2, I actually think is better.
Mm-hmm.
Warlock 2, I think is actually Warlock. I think is okay, but I don't think it's especially good. But the second one is really good.
Yeah, but the first one was very small budget. It was technically indie. It was experimental, and they made it. And then the second, it's a bit like Terminator. The Terminator 1, like it's good, but
right,
it was way better because the first one was very low budget. They went like this, and then
but it's more of a horror movie. The second one is just too big.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about genre or preference.
Right.
I'm talking about quality of the movie.
Right, of course. Yeah, no, I mean, I still think that the original Terminator blows the second one out of the water. But
different genres, though.
To me, they can't be compared. They can't be compared.
I wouldn't
totally
compare
First
the
one's a
two.
horror. The second one is not a horror. It's technically a superhero movie.
Yeah, I agree. The
Yeah.
first one's a slasher with the robot. Yeah.
Forest Publishing says,
and it's one of the first cyberpunk movies.
well, I mean, it's got
Metropolis
cybernetics.
is the first one. Did you guys do that one?
Not yet.
Metropolis, no. But
Metropolis
that's
is the first sci-fi movie.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I own several copies of it.
Sci-fi horror movie. To be honest.
And you know what's you've got some black magic involved. Rotwang does is involved. I mean, when he brings the robot Maria to life, there's a big pentagram there, right?
Tremors.
What did you guys think in this movie about how, like, the whole origin part?
Yeah.
Like, what did you guys think about how fucking evil he was, like, killing all those people? He makes a deal with the devil, or the Grim Reaper, and fucking...
Well, no, he defies the devil. He doesn't really make a deal with the devil. It's just like he suddenly realizes, because there's that moment where he's like putting his head down and he's ready to accept judgment. And then at the last second, he blocks the Reaper's sword with his blades and is like, I'm not yet ready for hell.
I'm not yet ready for hell.
Right. And he's like, yeah, he wants to, it's a redemption story.
And what did you guys think about the Brood, like the build? Because he doesn't get that fucking hat and cape for a long time in the movie.
About
and then he's got that whole, and that's, he doesn't get that. He's not Solomon Kane in the beginning of the movie.
No,
he's just like this monk.
Yes, and then, like I said, when he throws on the hat and he twirls the cape, and then he's like on the horseback, and you hear the pounding hooves and. Dun,
so you're a stan. You're a Solomon Kane stan.
Yes.
How did you feel for that journey as watching that from there to that part where he put the hat on?
It didn't feel like Robert E. Howard to me. There's no indication that Solomon Kane was ever a bad man. He was always a good man. He was always a man of principle, right? At the same time, it was a take on the character that I thought was valid. And I also understood what the filmmaker, what the director and the writers were trying to do. They were telling a redemption story. And I'm always a sucker for a redemption story because I believe in redemption very strongly. It's like the center of my cosmology in many respects. That's one of the things that drives me crazy about the SJWs. They don't believe in redemption. They don't believe that people can who are lost can get on the path of righteousness, that they can be redeemed. It's like I'm a sucker for like these videos of like white supremacists, guys who were white supremacists, getting their tattoos lasered off, and like there's this one story of a guy that was like a neo-Nazi. I know this is really getting far afield. Who was like a neo-Nazi and neo-Yahtzee, I'm sorry, and he gets out of prison, and his parole officer is a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, shit, I'm getting bounced right back into the joint. This woman loved on him, really helped him get a job, all this other stuff, and so they did a reunion. And he was just like, and they gave each other a bbig hug, and he's like, yeah, see all the swastikas and all that crap. I got all that lasered off. I believe in redemption. I believe that people can come back.
You have to, and I think it was one of the main, just to point and highlight what you're saying right there. It used to be one of the main result of the final course of history if you had a great history teacher and they followed the program, the end, if you didn't have to wait to college to learn that one. Because it was either at the end, the final of your high school, or it was, in college, you would go through that. And that would be the exercise that if you were back in 1930 something and you were living in Germany, you would have been a Nazi.
Yes.
Or dead, with your entire family dead.
Yep.
And the reason why they do that exercise is the same reason why there's the book like Animal Farm. Is that it? Yeah. Animal House, right?
Oh, Animal Farm.
Animal Farm. Sorry, I was trying to translate it.
No, that's okay. By the way, they do not teach us that way here in America.
Because it's supposed to be a thing. It's supposed to be part of the main lesson in history. Is you learn something, and then you learn that it's how you're supposed to learn the principle that this is what communism is. This is how they would take over. You had no choice. They used the fact that the people back then felt like they were left on the side because everybody was getting special treatment for being a minority or something. There was different things. If you actually research it and find out all about it, is that they. So that's why redemption is a thing.
It is.
That's why when people are like, we need to eliminate those.
I love the whole redemption part of this. I didn't know shit about Colin McCain. I fucking loved everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how I fucking hated the part when I'm gonna spoil it, when they fucking killed that family. That shit pissed me the fuck off. I'm like, fuck those fools up. I know you got it in you. I see you fucking fight the Grim Motherfucking Reaper, and you're fucking badass. Put on your I don't even know you got a hat and a cloak, but just fuck those fools up, you know? And he fucks those fools up. And he puts the hat on and the cloak, and I'm like, all right. And then the fucking movie just kind of keeps going after that for a while.
Yeah, it does.
It's like the first. This movie's fucking rocks. It does. The fuck up. Everybody needs to watch this movie. Fools been around forever, man.
Yeah, and Solomon Kane, like I said, my favorite character of all time. I doubt he's ever that he's coming into the public domain anytime soon.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't get big. This guy's fucking badass. Like now that I'm like watching this, I'm just like, fuck, dude. They can easily fuck this guy up.
Oh, well, I mean, that's why I'm worried about. Like I said, there's a Netflix series on the way.
Dude, you should see what they're doing to the fucking Vikings Valhalla. They got this guy that's like a young Chad Pimp King from Viking history that fucking went around and fucking like fought the Christians and did all this crazy shit. He was like fucking 21.
Yeah.
He fucking had babies with all these women. In the TV show, they're making him an old black chick. So it's the complete opposite of what he is.
A black Viking?
An old black Viking. So he's a young white fucking Chad that fucking slays and fights all these people and does all this shit.
I see. Let me
in the new Valhalla show.
Okay, let me see.
Doing that. Like,
so dude, that's why I don't watch any.
That's what they could do to him, dude. Like,
I know.
Right now.
I know.
Leave him the fuck alone.
I want the Viking heritage. I don't want to watch that shit.
No.
But the new trailer I saw there, that fucking movie.
Norseman looks fucking solid as fuck.
Yeah,
Norseman in the Batman. I'm leaving the cave for that shit.
Yeah,
those movies look tight as fuck. And we've seen a black fucking Gordon like type shit. We've seen Billy D. Williams.
That's
we've seen
fine.
Black Catwoman in fucking Year One. We've seen her in fucking Halle Berry. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That movie looks tight as fuck. You get fucking. We're gonna get monologue Batman. We're gonna get fucking dark fucking gritty gothic.
Last trailer was
shit.
fire.
You're gonna get badass action in it. You're gonna get fucking detective mode. You're gonna get all that shit. The movie looks cool, dude. Fucking Penguin looks tight as fuck in there. You're getting proto Penguin, proto Batman, proto Catwoman. We'll see what's up. I could be wrong, but it looks tight as fuck.
No, it looks great.
Batman. Northman looks tight as fuck too.
Yeah, it does.
Man. And it looks like that's right before the Viking era. It looks like Conan.
Yeah.
With Vikings.
Right.
And you're getting a Viking playing a fucking berserker in there.
Yes.
I know. I'm glad he didn't play Thor now that movie fucking.
Well, they're gonna cuck Thor out like in a major way. Yes, sir.
Check what I found. Check the private chat.
Okay. By the way, I was just looking to see if they had Woke Black Christmas on Tubi. Unfortunately, they do not have Woke Black Christmas.
They got the reboot
because we would laugh about that shit, dude.
I was gonna recommend the reboot if you guys want to watch it. It's on Tubi right now.
Okay, we could.
I had fun with that
next,
shit. And that's the first one. If you're down.
Yeah.
Tim might like that shit too, dude. They got some cool villains in there, Sammy.
Let's see. Oh, the Puritan.
And check the second story.
Hey, Brian.
The second thing I just sent you.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, you got to jump in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's do it, dude.
If the French are doing the Sumerian, there's no reason I can't do the Puritan.
Yeah, fuck the Sumerian. If there's one more character that you want to do that's open.
So, Brian,
that's the one. That's the
one.
one.
Dude. Oh, yes.
That's the one.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes. Fuck yes.
Before some other motherfucker does
fucking heartbeat.
Shameless.
Let's do it.
Who gives a fuck?
Oh, dude, in a heartbeat. Yeah, hell yeah. I'll start thinking about. I will put my noodle to that.
You need to start writing that, and if it doesn't happen, then you need to fucking take that.
It's gonna happen because we're both gonna be working on it, right, Brian? So I'm gonna write his ass too because it's gonna fucking happen.
Yes. I don't even need to think about that for like a second. Yes.
Well, I'm just saying,
fuck
worst
yes.
case
We're gonna make it
scenario.
badass, and you know,
Worst
let's
case
try and
scenario,
do
right?
like the best adaptation that we can, and
Oh
then
my
we
God.
we'll hit those Europeans too.
Look
Hell
at
yeah.
fucking Van Helsing and Kronos and fucking Vampire Hunter D.
Yes.
You can fucking do that with whatever you write and tweak it and shit because you're a badass motherfucking writer. So
Oh, dude, thank you.
Don't even worry about that.
Thanks.
That's the worst case scenario, and someone will draw it, dude.
And I know that it would also be a love letter to Howard because
everybody's gonna know that
it's not Howard enough. It's not Howard enough. Well, we'll make it Howard enough, and then we'll make it
Howard.
Brian and Sim.
Yeah, man. Because I am such a Howard fan, and just have so much respect for that guy. Love his stories so much, and to think that we only got, he died so young.
So the name,
all the stuff that we would have got.
Let's talk about the name.
Yeah. What?
Where's the name come from, Brian?
Solomon Kane?
Yep. Where did Howard get the influence for the name?
Oh,
I know. I know this one.
Bust it.
Solomon, King Solomon from the Bible, and Cain.
And Cain.
And Abel.
Cain and Abel.
Bible. Took the best and the worst and put those motherfuckers together like Marilyn the Buck Manson.
Yes. Yep. Because like I said, he's a good guy, but he's a badass motherfucker. My favorite Solomon Kane moment, the one that sums that character up better than anything else. I think it's which story is it? It's the one where he's in Africa and he's hiding in the forest, and there's a slave train coming through, right? A group of Arab slavers are coming through with a bunch of African slaves. And there's this young woman, this young African girl, and she keeps stumbling and falling. And it becomes obvious she ain't going to make the trip. So the slave traders are like, okay, well, we're going to have to cut her loose, but first let's have some fun with her. And they take out their knives, and it becomes really obvious to Kane. They're going to skin this girl alive for fun. And suddenly, boom, there's this explosion. The Arab slave trader's head explodes. Of course, fucking Howard goes into detail how his body falls out and his brains come sloshing
fucking Blunderbuss City right there. Fucking Flintlock, right?
Right? Boom! Right? His body slashes to the ground, brains fucking spilling out, and everybody suddenly in the slave train turns and looks directly in Kane's direction. And he's like, what the fuck are they looking at me for? And he suddenly notices that his right hand is extended and a smoking pistol is in his hand. It was a reflex. He suddenly was so angry. He was so pissed off, he just went, die, motherfucker!
Die, motherfucker, die!
Die, motherfucker, die!
Because I got family to feed.
Yeah.
He's always been one of my favorite characters. Like a lot of people were like Conan. Like I love Conan. You know it. I love Conan.
Yeah.
I love Conan too.
I remember the one that really, really mesmerized me when I was reading Sword of Conan was him. Like they did a few stories of Solomon
Savage
Kane.
Sword.
Yeah.
I was saying that that's how I first experienced the character. I experienced Solomon Kane through Savage Sword of Conan, specifically a story called Wings in the Night, which is one of the stories that's set in Africa, where he is.
Yeah, I have that trade.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing, right? These this African village is being plagued by these gargoyles. Is the best way, I guess, to describe them. And he tries to save these people and he fails. And there's this moment where they're like soaring in the air and they're ripping these people apart and blood is raining down on him and he's just cursing, In
the first story, he gets fucked up a lot too. Like, I like that, dude.
Of course. Because that's that's essential in pulp storytelling. You got to kick the shit out of your hero because once again, it's
kind of
like
scary, dude.
Yeah,
but it's also the trope. It's one of the things you show how powerful he is because that's one of the things. Everybody's like, "Oh, your character looks OP." I'm sorry. When you start going in, it's fucking OP as fuck.
Yeah,
right.
But then you realize that because that makes this beating mean a lot more. You know?
Yes.
Hey, look, I fucking whip everybody's ass. Then you come on.
Well,
oh shit. Then everybody takes a step back, going,
uh-oh.
Come on. Okay, and now if you make that guy afraid of another guy behind him,
right?
Then you got everybody riled up and afraid of a guy that doesn't exist.
Right.
That's the power
Yes.
of fucking storytelling. You don't even need to.
Yes. And you know, it's kind of like in boxing and martial arts. It's like, okay, if you could whip somebody's ass, that's pretty badass. But can you take an ass whipping?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And keep coming back?
That's one of the things I told people. Wait till you see him get his ass kicked.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, oh god, I can't wait to see Blood Hunt Doc Salem, that fight, because oh man, I kind of tried going all out with that. And
it's one of those funny moments like The Crow, right? Like where bang, fuck, ha, kills you. No, I'm not dead, but fuck.
Yeah, yep. Absolutely. Well, oh, dude, that's a guy that I always thought would make a great Solomon Kane. Was Michael Wincott.
Oh, Wincott, yeah.
Fuck, I mean, in The Crow, he looks. I mean, you stick that fucking hat on him.
Top dollar.
What happened to that fucking guy? That guy was almost everywhere. He was fucking awesome, but then after The Crow, he kind of disappeared.
He lives in Canada, dude. He's Canadian. He's voicing. I mean, he did the Darksiders 2. He voiced the Death in that game. Oh my god, he got the best voice.
He played a robot. He played a robot in season 1 of Westworld. Like he played that really old early model.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
He could just do voice acting, like and not even have to work because his voice is so good.
Yeah,
so many different styles that he does. Like in that fucking Darksiders game where he plays the Grim Reaper.
Fuck, I'm dead. Dude, that's just the way he says it, right?
Dude, the best, in my opinion, the best cinematic villain of the 1990s.
Yeah,
he's good in Count of Monte Cristo and Prince of Thieves.
He is. 1492, he's in that. He was in a lot of shit.
Man.
Talk Radio. Yeah. So it's Alien Resurrection. He was in a lot. He was in a lot of shit.
He's in a lot of shit.
It's just you don't see him as much as you should.
Yeah, Along Came a Spider. I think he was in that.
Bone Collector or some shit like
was
that.
Awesome because he was not the idiot. He was not like, dude. He was great.
And
he'd be good as Solomon Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would.
Just like, whoa.
Yeah, he'd be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, so like the Netflix series, it's like I can't even say I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm hoping that people are right that the success of the new Spider-Man movie is the end of woke cinema and TV. That the shareholders of these big corporations, of these entertainment companies, are like, wait a fucking second, why isn't Star Wars making any money for us? Right? The success of the Mandalorian, the failure of the Kathleen Kennedy.
Mandalorian was a success.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge and not woke.
But
so
there was like 2 episodes where they weren't a bit, but not that much.
A little.
I'm sorry, that village there, that feminist.
You're gonna get a little bit of that
regardless. A little.
That was a cringy episode.
Yeah, it was.
When they tried to put that YouTuber or senior star or something trying to fight with Boba Fett, like, dude, you're a scrawny little black chick. Yeah. And you're gonna resist the strength of Boba Fett? Like, come on! Like, the girl that plays Starbucks sells the fucking part. Like, she sells the part that she can take on a fucking Boba Fett. Not her, her, and not like this with her fucking arm up and go.
And Gina Carano, right, looks like she stepped out of a comic book.
Yeah, like she could fuck him up.
Right. So you understand that it's a fantasy and everything like that, but it's just like, you can imagine
it. You have to sell it. Like, I'm sorry,
and she can't.
Like, dude, Jovovich, she's not the strongest girl. Like, she's scrawny, right?
Yeah,
she's not muscles and anything, but she sold us the fucking badass action babe for a few years. She went too broken with the everything, like the super robes and stuff. But dude, for a while she sold us the fact that she was able to.
She was tough.
Yeah, she was a more than adequate action heroine, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
And the thing is, sell it though. Just fucking
Yes.
sell it. When you give a punch, it needs to
sake.
look like a fucking connecting punch with power.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Right.
that's the main thing is those blows that they deliver, you know, and the way that they present themselves, you know.
But we're in, you know, woke cinema. You've got like, you know, little like 98-pound girls like manhandling like 300-pound fucking bruisers. You know, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
And it's you know, they're it's what I, you know, the new tropes.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that shit's on its way out. I'm hoping that the success of The Mandalorian and the success of like the new Spider-Man movie, maybe now they're gonna like maybe the new Conan and the new Solomon Kane series won't be fucked up. But I'm still, you know, where you're at. I just want them just to leave all my shit alone.
Yeah, I'm at that. Hopefully this shit dies with the new Thor movie with Natalie Portman, you know? And then after that, just put a nail in the coffin, you know what I mean?
Like, right. But we'll see. I mean, I think the MCU, because keep in mind, it takes 3 years to make a movie, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be getting that woke shit for like another like 2 or 3 years after it's died.
I would say, after it's died. Yeah, so about 7 years or so. Give or take, you know?
Right.
20,
but I hope
20, you know, 20.
Whenever.
Quick question. Since you have some experience, you have a bit more experience with those, you know, public domain thing.
Mm-hmm.
If we do the adaptation our way of, you know, the novels and stuff.
Of the Puritan.
Are we allowed to continue it after?
I don't know. We could do one and then see what happens.
Imagine we adapt them and then we just continue.
I know that the two characters that I've wanted to write the most are Kane and Captain Kronos. Captain Kronos especially because that was a character that only got one story, and that was a planned franchise as well, just like this. They were going to do like 6 or 7 Captain Kronos movies. And they actually did do a Captain Kronos comic that came out a couple of years ago because Hammer Studios is back.
It wasn't the plan of bringing back with the monster thing. Like I remember seeing it in the list of the monster universe they wanted to bring. Captain Kronos was in there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm guessing
they were planning.
I always thought that the idea was they were going to bring all the monsters, and the one that was probably going to go like confront them and unite them was going to be Kronos.
Well, Kronos, remember, they were also planning on him doing some time traveling.
Yeah,
that was the point of the name.
The Kronos, like one was going to be vampires, and another one was going to be something
mummies, werewolves. Because what Brian Clemens did was he sat down and wrote a 1-page treatment of every movie in the series.
The only thing is, if I'd work on like a remake of that Kronos, I would give him an entire fucking do-over.
Well, in terms of what? In terms of tricking him out,
tricking him out, making him a bit more badass instead of looking like he's out of you could say the French Revolution.
Well, he is a badass. He smokes weed. He meditates. He's a very peculiar character. I
just think the look doesn't fit. I'm just saying.
Oh, I disagree. I disagree.
Movie, I think the look doesn't fit.
I think Horst Jansen.
Like they tried to do like a weird Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, no, I think Horst Jansen was perfect, and
this is why we're going to be doing Solomon Kane.
This is why we're going to do. Yeah, that's why we're going to do. What did you say? Did you say Solomon Kane? No, we're not going to do Solomon Kane.
We're the Puritan.
We're going to do the Puritan. Oh man! All right, let's see. It's about.
I'm probably going to be drawing a doodle of him soon.
Oh, dude, you got to share that shit. Everybody, go back. Tales from the Natverse. That shit is still in demand.
Yeah, the Second Chance campaign is, and if you don't want to wait, you can go on the Inkslayer Entertainment there, where you can get the two lasts of that cover.
Yeah, man.
And you can get Bloodhunt too.
Yes. So get both of these.
Yeah.
Let me blow
If you guys like Judge Dredd and fucking Lobo, you're gonna love fucking Tales from the Natverse.
Let's just say one thing you could say: my books would be in Heavy Metal magazine.
Without a doubt. I was just about to say, heavy metal isn't heavy metal anymore. Okay?
But
fucking aluminum metal now.
This is heavy metal.
And it's rusted.
Yeah, aluminum. They nerfed the fuck out of that.
And it ain't
shit,
even
man.
fucking recycled.
Yeah.
It ain't even recycled. I mean, for all the things to freaking, become like SJW. I don't know how much of this I can show.
Everybody loved that scene.
The payoff.
You know the worst part? That was the part that originally was taken out of the book in Zidaranan because the guy thought it was too much.
Oh, God.
And
that's the point. Yeah. It's too much.
Check this out.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's it's excessive. That's kind of the point.
And it's a funny alien joke.
It is. Oh yeah. Hold on, let me.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that's dope. Wait, hold on. Let me play it around the screen here. Oh, that looks great, man.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Beautiful.
So you have him with making his little sword, but then you see he also has a little droid connected to his arm.
Oh, I thought maybe that was like the Predator's like shoulder-mounted cannon or something.
That's pretty much what he grabbed. He grabbed a little cannon shot, put it on there, and it's connected, and it works.
Bitchin'.
That's dope.
Bitchin'. Bitchin' wicked cool.
I don't know if you remember when the first pages of Nat the Merc, the book. Remember they were going around. One of the things you see in it is that he grabs a big cannon from a tank, shoves it on this thing, and goes full Megatron.
That's right. I forgot about that. Although still, my favorite is the volleyball game and Nat cold chilling wearing the banana hammock. You guys ever see like the MC Hammer pumps in a bump video? Pumps in a bump. Pumps in a bump.
I'm doing like he goes like I want something that's like like the volleyball game. I forgot the name of the thing. The big volleyball with the boobs that goes on.
Yeah.
Dead or Alive, I think it's called.
Oh, Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
So he goes, I want something similar to this, and I'm drawing and I'm laying out the girls. And I'm like, you can put Nat in there. I'm like, what? Might as well. If I'm doing some cheesecake, I'm gonna put some beefcake, and I'm like, it has to be that cheesy, like funny, like I'm like he's gonna go in full Chip and Dale. And if you know what I mean, Chip and Dale, I don't mean the chipmunks.
Right.
So he's sitting there with his little Speedo, and you see the big
the MC Hammer pumps in a bump dance and take a trip.
That's pretty much it. So he's just sitting there, and he has his logo on this crap.
Did he fluff himself up first, though? Because I'm thinking Hammer definitely was like fluffing himself up when he shot that video. I'm thinking he had to have been spanking that thing.
Did you see all the babes on there? You just need to look around and you
Oh, and yeah, if you haven't seen the MC Hammer pumps in a bump video, look that shit up. It's one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in my life. It's like whenever I'm like depressed as fuck, I'll put that shit on and it has me fucking.
And it gets you wondering why the fuck did he make the stupid move to turn general? All ages. Remember when he went like that's what ended his career when he went
like
the
ad.
Well, when he went
master, Christian
gangster
rap or something.
Yeah, he tried to go all like kids rap during the Addams Family, and that was it. That was the end.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
The Addams Family.
What they want to do? Oh, that's like one of the worst songs ever. That has to be like
the guy made one of the best fucking songs like in pop, like Too Legit to Quit was the shit. I'm sorry, it was the shit when it came out. It was fucking awesome
to quit.
And he concludes with Addams Family. And you're like, seriously?
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
that
Taco
Bell commercial or some shit, like coming out with his big pants, like getting a taco.
Dude. The
like
the Addams
like,
Family
off a building.
The Addams Family rap is so awful, it makes ninja rap, ninja rap. Go ninja go. It makes that like look like a masterpiece.
Yeah,
right?
it's way less cringy.
Way less cringy.
And it is. And it's fucking like cringy as fuck.
Yeah, it is. Oh man. All right, folks. we're gonna call it a night. We've been at it for almost like 2.5 hours. I gotta get something to eat. Sim, brother, man, thank you so much for dropping in. This has been a blast. Matt, always a pleasure. People, go back Butch Cleaver. The link is down in the description of the video. Go back that shit. Like I said, Matt is like is a symbol of what CG is all about. And
check this out. Just for this.
Yeah, please. Do it. Let me see if I can blow that shit up.
You see it?
Let me see.
I'm sharing my screen.
No, I don't see shit. Wait, hold on. What do I have to do?
Under the screen, you're gonna see an extra person.
Oh, there it is. Oh, duh.
And there you go. Here's the page.
Ooh.
And then you see the bike going up the building. Get the drift? Remember that little animation?
Oh, of course. Yeah, baby. Hell yeah.
She reads the top, starts to break to pieces.
Oh, shit. They're in trouble. Oh, man, that looks so good. Yeah, like I said,
little
folks.
altercation. Then she's like, oops, let's get out of here. And then she jumps off the building.
Oh, it's badass. Like I said, folks, heavy metal is not heavy metal anymore. This shit's heavy metal.
She goes out, then she lands full bike and like a fucking badass.
It's got a movie written all over it, man.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, it's. Oh god, I can't wait to read that stuff.
And this is her ship.
Damn. Oh, that looks so cool. When can we expect this? When is this? How close is this to completion?
Technically, I'm done 43 pages out of 80 of the first 80 page.
Nice.
I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to go 80 or 100 when I launch.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a possibility of unlocking more stories to make it 120 page.
Dope.
Yep. So
right.
I was aiming for January 20th, but it's anywhere between January 20th to February 20th because I don't want to be too rushed and say a date and rush because I'm trying to get a nice little promo video. As you saw, I'm trying to get those little animation, and I've been doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so, you've been a busy boy, man. You've been a busy guy.
My aim is to launch it in January 20th or max February 20th.
And when are you launching Blood Hunt Doc Salem? When do you think that's happening? Is that going to happen in 2022?
Oh, it's happening 2022. The only reason is, like I told you, I wanted to make everything. I wanted to make sure that I was more than halfway through my next book before I start actually jamming on it because I can't count. When you have multiple projects going and you're like, okay, I want to get that one there so I can be more quiet mind when I start working on this because I started doing the first layouts of the 3 first pages. And then I'm like, I need to reread the thing because then he's like, oh, you can give me hints and so on. And I'm like,
Right.
The thing is, I'm going to start working on it. But the thing is, when I start laying out, we're going to have to figure out how much layouts that he wants. The
right.
Where, the level of layout, like, cause it's kind of like a rough pencil more than just layout because my layouts are really fucking rough, as you can see.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
it's more like rough pencils, and that I can put up pretty fast. As soon as we gauge where we have to be to reach that perfect like mix of styles.
To do like a test page or two, because to me that's what's going to be really exciting. Is people are going to say like for those of you that don't know, Sim is going to be doing the roughs. And then Preston's going to be doing the finishes. So this comic's not going to look like anything that you've seen before. It's going to be.
We're trying to pull the Capullo and Mike Farland thing.
Yep.
So I go in, I do the rough pencils, which gives him enough of my stylish type of thing.
Yes.
And everything, and then he goes in, puts his style by finishing on it. So it's gonna be a mix of both styles, and that's what got me very like cool and excited about it.
Yeah.
And like I said before, you're not going to get much stories of Blood Hunt. There's 3 stories I'm going to do, and you're going to get some crossover, and that's one of them.
Yes. Yeah. And that's going to be fun, too. And that's got a fight scene in it. That's going to make the big fight in They Live seem brief in comparison.
Because there's a reason why I'm making people wait for number 2, because there's a lapse of 2 years to 3 years between issue 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
To leave enough room for me to be able to do other extra stories, crossover, and stuff like that. But it's all planned of the thing.
Dope.
Because
Nice.
when you jump from book 1 to 2, there's going to be 2 years of him being what he is now at the end and working with the, the assistant or the liaison that he has with Gabrielle.
Right. They're going to
Which
have
is
a very
kinda-
interesting scene. And
she technically turns into his agent, you could say, like in the book.
right. Yeah.
And she's like the relation with the vampire,
Yep. Yeah. It's gonna be design. Yeah. Great. Oh man, I can't wait for all the cool shit that we're gonna be doing in 2022. Onward and upward, mofos. Onward and upward.
Yeah, I was telling everybody from the get-go, that's why Bloodhound's written as a one-shot in a way, but you guys know there's 2 sequels planned, but right now, everything is on my Telson and Adverse because I want all those stories out. I want everything out, and I'm also working on bringing back Wolf Dragon and Demona on the side.
Oh, nice. Nice. Oh man, you should see the stuff that that Matt has planned for his next project. That's it's really cool. It's really cool. And so yeah, I don't know. We'll figure out what we'll do for next week. Everybody,
and
check
Solomon,
out Solomon Kane.
So
yeah.
The Puritan, what, 2023, 2024?
Oh, without a doubt.
25. Just make it a solid 25.
Sooner even.
That way you
I don't
got
know.
plenty of time.
We'll see. Right now, I'm working on this thing that I'm doing with Adam Lawson that I can't talk about. That's going to be like my first horror
Hush,
book.
hush.
Yeah, very hush hush, and that's
I
coming.
like Adam Lawson.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's awesome.
Adam, dude.
Awesome, dude.
But he's the one that
Yes.
piqued my curiosity with when you did that stream with Bancroft. Like,
Yeah.
he talked
Spotify,
about,
right?
I use Shopify. I'm like,
Shopify,
why?
yeah.
And he's like, oh, you can easily create this and sell. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
was like,
curious.
what the fuck?
So
I think
I'm
I was
gonna go check
listening. Yeah.
And I've already worked with Adam on something,
Yeah.
like a backup story in the Kill Journal, and I'm happy to say that dude is fun to work with. Right?
He seems very energetic and
He is. He
Yeah,
is.
a
Logan.
lot of lightning and fun,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, hey, Logan. What's up? Pleased to meet you. Your dad's a
How you doing, bro?
badass, in case you didn't know. He's a gangsta.
That's my
But
20-year-old. He just turned
Oh.
20 on December 13th. Yeah.
Oh, God
Damn.
bless you, man. Oh, thou art blessed, without a friggin' doubt, man. But yeah, no, Adam is really great. And guess who introduced him to the CG community? I met him on Billy Tucci's stream and was just like, hey, you should check it out. Like, there's this whole community, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And,
I remember meeting him when he came on Doodle and Show for the 8th.
oh, yeah. I don't know.
I remember he came on Doodle and Chill when I was back then with Adam AF and all those guys.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me grab that.
And he
because
came to
you gotta
promote
see
the
this.
8. Yeah,
The 8,
that's
yeah.
when I met him.
Have you talked to Adam lately?
Nope. But somebody got some news that he's alive. That's
Uh-oh.
at least he's that's all we know.
The
What about what that one?
Rotten, we don't know.
Rotten, bro.
Rotten, nobody
He's
heard
gone.
from him at all.
I sent him a couple. Of messages saying, "Hey, I mean, hopefully nothing bad happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
If he just like dropped out of the community and for whatever reason, and he wants to come back, I'm like, just so you know that there's just going to be nothing but open arms.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
missed.
waiting for
He
you.
was talking about going off the grid. 2,
Yeah,
that was it. It was right after the insurrection.
okay. Was it really?
I don't know. We don't.
Maybe he's like Castaway or something.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's just off the grid somewhere. Yeah.
I just
up in the
don't want
woods and
him.
shit.
But it's weird because the thing is, he disappeared the day before. He disappeared, we talk. We go, okay, we're streaming tomorrow. But he was getting a lot of fucking weird mail for the shows.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to
Dude,
fucking.
we were
I wanted
we
to
were
launch
supposed
that
to
fucking
bring back-
Viking book, dude.
we were
that
supposed
fucking
to
one
bring
he
back-
released already.
That's the thing. We were
That
supposed to
fucking
bring
runes
back
of
the
Ragnar or
Viking.
some shit. That
That's
shit's
what I
tight
was
as fuck.
That's what I was gonna
Yes.
say. We were supposed to bring back the fucking book through
Yeah.
Inkslayer too. Yeah.
The fuck.
Yeah. he's a great guy. I miss him.
I miss him
And
too, man. He helped me out a lot,
I
dude.
just sent him a message and just to let him know, hey, if because I don't want him to be in a place where he's just like, I want to come back, but it's going to feel awkward and people are going to be weird towards me.
Nah,
it's just like,
that's all good.
no,
I'm not
no.
like that. I'm a
No,
little
we're not
butthurt he
like
left,
that.
though, to be honest, because I like the guy and he was cool, dude, and he helped me out a lot, dude, and I never got a chance to thank him.
Oh,
Yeah,
To be honest, you know what I mean? It's like one of your friends that just disappears and you never know and you never get to say goodbye to him. You know what I mean?
We had lots of fun on that channel. On the stream, and we were growing as whole hell, and then boom.
Yeah, that channel was like consistent. He was nailing it in. He had a fucking character, a fucking like everything. Like he was doing a good thing. You know, like it just
remember when
it needed to keep going for another 3 more years or 2 years. Or whatever the fuck.
We did the comic book jam. We did the Jeopardy. Whatever.
He was right in the middle of the day too, when no one was streaming. It was fucking like a nice breath of fresh air in the middle of the day. You know, like. But anyways.
Yeah. We were doing like a movie stream where we're like film to film, right?
Yeah.
Where we're comparing like one movie to another one. So we did like Stalker versus Annihilation. We did The Driver versus Drive, that kind of a thing, right?
Dope.
Yeah. And we always had a really good time. I just hope he's okay. And and I even just in that message that I sent him was just like, even if you don't want to come back, just let us know that you're okay.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all. We just want to know if you're okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
But yeah, check this out. Check out the quality that you get with this. First of all, slipcase, right? You see, what happened was, Adam was pitching this, and I saw the trailer, and I was instantly captivated. I was just like, what's great about this too? He gets what, for me, what he covers in the first issue, that would have been the entire series for me. So he's great at economy, but do you see the embossment there? How that shines?
The UV spot.
Yeah. You see that right there?
Yeah, dude, it's one of the things I've been trying to figure it out for a long time. How to get hardcover cheap and being able to ship it. And why do you think why do you think I mentioned you also, Lou? Yeah, but he orders from China, and to order from them, you need to order big bulks.
Yeah, you do,
and be willing to wait a long time.
Yes, that's why we're still waiting for the Kill Journal.
So how can we make it viable for us without big thing? That's my dilemma. And I tested Amazon, but right now it's possible, but there's problematic and limited.
Right, but
they want a really thick margin.
Yes.
Right.
But we'll find a way.
I think I just did.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, like with the
I just don't know if they do hardcovers yet. Yeah, they but that's the thing. They have shipped. If you deal with Lulu.com, is that they drop ship. Technically, they ship from the place that they are. So,
well, it was funny when I got Tales from the Nadverse, because I was just like, Michael Beacon. What did I get? What did I order from Michael Beacon? Then I open up. Oh, that's right.
Oh, hell yeah.
But now it's gonna say Inkslayer Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everybody. That's why Beacon remells for me over there, and that's how I could charge you guys only $15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because it kills us when we have to charge people like $28, and it's only going up now too.
Yeah.
Right now, I think that my shipping between Canada and the US it's pretty sweet, and
legit.
Beacon can do the same thing at $15. It's not that much. People are charging you $15 to mail in the US.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
I'm like, I think we're doing good.
We are.
Hell
we
yeah.
are.
If I have to put it up, it'll be $17 max about right now.
Damn. And here's the thing is that I don't know that the crowdfunding model is stable, because let's face it, Indiegogo could shut us down tomorrow, like that.
It's not just that; it's that there's so many people coming in.
Yeah,
right.
That there's a certain point where you either have more people in, but how many people are going to crowdfund? No, it's like, remember that all this is kickstarting something.
Yeah.
Yes. It is. And
Crowdfunding
if you
something.
see the people that usually have a lot of support, or so that's because they have bigger plans than just being on.
right.
Like even Ethan, he's on eBay.
Right.
Like he has a store on eBay, and he's pretty much ruling it. He's been working on a website for a long time,
Right.
and so on and so forth. Like it's
Right.
like there has to be an after campaign life to that book, and
Has to
otherwise
be.
it's like there you go. One of the main things that you learn in business, it's passive income, and especially when you're a creator and a creative and an artist, you write, you draw, and you do the shit like that. This is your main thing, because you make money on the hit, but after that, it's accumulating all those passive income that makes the fact that you keep getting those royalties.
That's the you do the work, you bust your ass, and then you sit back and
that still makes money while you're done with it and you're working on something else. That's what's passive income. It's something that's already been produced, finance and everything that still makes money.
Yes, and so that's the thing that we
do that. Yeah. The best way that I found right now, it's either you find a way to sell on eBay, Amazon, or you do like we're doing. And we're all checking into Shopify, starting our own store, and you can sell directly from them. You're paying Shopify for a website and having a store, so they're not taking 10% off your freaking purchase.
Right.
The only fee there is, it's like a credit card or a PayPal fee, and it's not that much. You're doing that all the time.
Not at all. Right. Yeah, and I mean, even with like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, with what they take the bite that they take out of us is very little compared to like Comixology. Like I put my shit on Comixology, but I when they were taking like I don't know like 25%, then they got to where they were taking. I think fucking Jeff Bezos bought Comixology. Amazon gobbled it up, and it's like, oh, now we're taking 55 cents of every dollar you make.
Wow.
Fuck
it was 50%. Now, when you go to Kindle, you can choose between making 70%. I think it was 70% or 35%. So the thing is, if you choose 70%, you make 70% of the profit, right? So it's not as diffuse or promoted and everything. But if you take 35%, well, they're going to promote it, make it read to everybody, and you make it available on their platform that people can read it for free on the Kindle Unlimited or whatever.
Right.
And but that's the thing. But you end up not making that much money neither.
Exactly. And
like I've been testing it. Like there's been the book, the Red Label thing's been up for almost a year now.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Almost. Like I think it was like February. I think it went up.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So it's been up for almost a year, and it's been read a lot, but not a lot of sales. Like I think some 6 people bought it. And it was $2.99 because it was the lowest I could do because of the volume of the pages, because that's also limited.
Right.
And then there's this. It's this weird thing too. If you have something on there too cheap, people don't want it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is freaky, but I mean they've done experiments with this, where with shoppers, even like in supermarkets with fruit, right? You can have a perfectly nice piece of fruit there. If it's half off from like the other pieces of fruit, nobody wants it.
Yeah.
Right? They're just like, well, there must be something wrong with this.
Yeah. Why is this on sale? Is there something wrong with it?
It's called perceived value. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. So
it's why it's like that's why we keep telling people don't undersell yourself. Well, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, but you're coming into your fucking crowdfunding. You're technically telling people I'm here for you to help me finance my book, right?
Right.
So if you go and you're like you start by putting a flexible goal. So that's the first flag for people to go. Right. And then you're like, he's not charging shipping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Certain things like that. 60-page, $10.
I work in retail. I'll just leave it like this. Why is it on sale? Is there something wrong with it?
How old is it?
Right.
I hear that. I've been hearing that for 15 years. Once a month.
You know what a liquidation is, right? It's when stuff is about to just be out of style or just run out, or the milk has like 1 week left, so we're gonna liquidate it.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And so people are just so used to that that even if it's a comic book, or a digital version of a comic book.
No, it's 100% true, and it's not going to change in our lifetime.
No,
so always remember that. Personally, I think when you're doing your crowdfund,
there's a lot of psychology involved.
That's what I always say. Like, the sweet spot is it's $60. It's 60 page plus at $25 because perceived value.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's like people are used to having a manga of like 250 page for like $12 to $20.
Right.
And they know that's like a McDonald's thing, mostly, not all of them, because a lot of them are but a lot of them are like 3D models or stuff like that, very quickly with pictures. There's some that are very cheesy and easy. You have the European model, 56 to 64 pages. People pay between $25 to $30 a piece.
And every page is going to be beautiful. And
every page treated like a fucking cover in a way. Yes. It's pretty awesome. So I always said that we need to reach the in-between.
Right.
The perfect in between. So we cannot make those giant size French European thing, right? We can make
Not
those.
right now.
We can make soft cover deluxe edition. Yes, we can. We can maybe do hardcover, but comic book size, like the same size as our graphic now. We don't have to go European. Like the UK did or something. Like when you buy that white wolf there, that's the size.
Yeah, it's not that much bigger.
And you know what? I think one of the things that is in our future that we're going to see more of is anthologies.
Yeah.
Because then we can all jump in, do stories.
Dude, I remember the first time I talked about my anthology, like back in the days. Like people were like, "It's not going to work." People don't like anthology. I'm like, dude, that's the difference, though. I'm setting up an anthology, but they're all in the same universe, and that's why
people like anthologies.
Oh my god!
Where comic books started, like.
So, dude, I couldn't wait to be done with Blood Hunt and launch that freaking book.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Anthologies are not going anywhere. They're always going to be around. People are going to sell.
How can you be wrong if you're doing it in the same
fucking
universe?
Awesome.
Dude, it's like I'm giving you floppies.
Yeah,
exactly.
Straight up.
You look at what the Diaz Bros did.
It's pulp, dude. It's quick, fucking story driven.
Exactly.
Fun, entertaining fucking romps, dude.
I want to do one of those.
They're not going anywhere. You know what I mean?
Because I've got like a bunch of different books that I want to do, right? And I don't, and of course, I don't want to be thought of as the gorilla guy for the rest of my life.
I remember the first time I talked with Phil when he was about to launch Magic Cup 1. He was talking to me about the Lost Pages because I told him, was like this the subject where I was not really interested personally in the Magic Cups. He goes, maybe you'd be more interested in that one. And he showed me that wild card there, and he's like, I have just a short story. I'm like, why don't you do like I'm doing? I'm doing an anthology. Just do a whole bunch of short stories. Pull them out. Like put your silhouette in. Put everything in. And that's what he did.
It's the best way to set up a fucking universe. If you're a guy or a gal that's got a bunch of fucking badass motherfucking IPs, and you want to put them in a once,
And you're getting feedback. You're getting direct feedback from.
I like this one. I fucking hate this one. This one sucks.
Right.
I like that one.
The idea came. I was a huge fan of heavy metal magazines. Zidar 9 approached me and they wanted to do a heavy metal magazine approach. And I'm like, how can I make it interesting? How can I make something instead of just doing throwaway characters or going to be continued in the next one? How can I make it interesting? And then I remembered those freaking comics that we used to buy. Remember when you used to go to the shop not Walmart, but shopping centers or whatever.
Yeah.
They used to have those big super books
Giant
where you
size.
have between 3 or 5 floppies in it. You had
Batman, they would have them in a plastic bag.
Dude, Graham Nolan's next book's going to be a fucking anthology. He's doing with all the big doggies.
And I want to do a Western
giant size man tales.
And that's where my idea came from. Yeah.
Everyone's going to fucking do it. Everyone's been doing it, and everyone that talks shit on it.
Anthologies have been popular as hell.
Yeah,
the fact of building a universe with it
going on.
was just the next step. I'm sorry because it's the best way for somebody like me, Phil, and other and small creators like Brian, stuff like that, to be able to build a universe
build your universe
waiting 10 years.
I told my wife about that, and she's like, "That's what people should be doing is the anthologies. Right, if they have a bunch of characters, that's the only way to do it." Look, she doesn't read comics; she don't give a fuck about comics.
The mainstream offers you
that's the way you do it.
Offers you like 12 issues a year, right? Most people can work 12 issues a year at full time, high pay usually. I offer you about six floppies a year in one book, and I try to make maybe 2 a year. No, but
that's cool.
it's the only it's the only way in a way to be able to circumvent this shit.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, you're just trying to sell one IP and nothing worked right from the go. If that makes sense.
And you can't do that. Well, and if it's for one person, it's the best way to do it. If you have all these ideas, you only got so much time on this planet, on this life. You know what I mean? That's one. And then two, you're telling all these different stories, so it's keeping the reader engaged. You know what I mean? It's so entertaining to keep cutting into a new story. You know what I mean?
It's the same reason why Kirby started as a comic. That goes well. Stayed on it for a year. Next year, he was working on something else. That's how they started in the beginning. Boom, 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 boom.
Exactly.
But do we have that budget?
Nope.
How can we do that quicker?
Yeah. No, I mean, in theory, like every person that's maybe in CG or in the indie world that has a massive universe where they want to tell multi-genre stories, or maybe not multi-genre, but they got a lot of characters inside universe of their own. They should be doing anthologies of their universe. That's the way to do it, and it's a good way to fish what people are going to buy that for your universe, what they're going to want more of, you know, and then you could expand on those characters. You know, I think that's the way to do it. I'm not fucking doing it, but I had wish in retrospect I had.
But good. Look, my way of thinking on that one is story wise, right? When you write a story, you're supposed to be able to capture the imagination of the person from the get-go. So you'll start with a very hard scene or something. Sometimes you'll start with something from the future, come back. You know, there's something harsh or something that happens from the get-go. And I'm like, I was working on the Not the Merc, and I'm like, first issue, I don't even get to do everything that I want to introduce you properly to him. And I'm like, how can I do it in a way? Like,
it's hard.
You know, like in one issue, I need to be able to show you what he does, who he is. And I'd like you to get to meet Loani and Rose and this and that. And I'm like,
really fucked up. And
so that's why I went
all alone, kind of in regard. You know what I mean? And you got so much time on this planet. You know what I mean? I had the same trouble. I mean, I'm sorry, but I had the same trouble with Butch Cleaver too. I want to tell his origin, but I don't want to fucking tell his origin, but I want to. So it's like, it's something that I would, you know, like with Wolverine, that took 30 years. You know what I mean? It's something that's like, it's a juggle, dude. You know what I mean? And it's something that like this thing that we got to kind of come into, you know what I mean? And I did that in the second one, but maybe I wouldn't have if I had more time on this planet with this character. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to.
But you could but that's the thing is that you don't have to do exactly like we do. You could just do an anthology of the same, like Butch Cleaver. Just Butch Cleaver could be turned into an anthology. Change your way of thinking.
Yeah,
you're just gonna be putting 3 floppies in it. Oh, if we reach 20K, there's an extra one.
Yeah,
you're making it into a type of anthology, but just by adding issues.
Right, just different chapters.
That's one of the ideas that when I saw Beacon was another one. Like he was one of the first ones to do that type of campaign, right? Yeah. He came in and he had 1 floppy. When he reached 5, it was issue 2 was unlocked. Then you had unlockable issue 3, unlockable issue 4.
Oh, that's
you unlock issue 1 and 2. He was gonna print them individually, and I'm like, you should probably check the difference of putting it in one. And he went and he asked all his backers. He ran a survey. Would you prefer to have 2 floppies or having a perfect bound book? And everybody and most of them voted for the perfect bound, but it was like an 80% vote.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And 1, he saved money because it's 2 different prints.
Yeah.
If it's 2 book, and you start from the get-go from the print press, what's called the print plate. Starts from the get-go, and that's usually the initial fee. Like the biggest part of the big chunk of money goes to the print plate. And after that, you pay for the issues. But yeah,
that's the way to go, man. I think that's the way to do it. You know, what you're doing is the right way to do it. You know what I mean? I think if I probably would have done things differently, maybe.
That's the thing. There's no right way.
No, there's not. I mean, everybody's doing different things, but it's a good way. You came in, solid foundation to build a universe is with a fucking anthology. You know what
everything I mean? Is about adapting, dude.
Yep.
Right.
So you know you do it different. You do it like I just told you. You can turn your book into an anthology by going. You know what? Let's start by this. If we found at 5,000, you get a 20, you get a 42 page. If we reach 10,000, you get a 60 page. If we reach 20,000, you'll get an 80 page book. That makes 5 stories of Butch Cleaver. You know, it doesn't have to be different characters neither. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, just a different chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a big idea for, because I wrote it in a trilogy, you know what I mean? So I have the third book, I have a story already typed up and everything, but after Butch Cleaver 2, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something different after that.
Try it. Yeah, you could launch the campaign of number 2 and put number 3 unlockable at 20K.
Well, did he just tell you about the thing that he's working on that I can't talk about, but he can talk about?
Well, I'm doing something different after Butch Cleaver 2. I'm putting Butch Cleaver 3 on the back burner for 2 years, and I'm going to be working on it's going to be a new book after that.
Hell yeah. And it looks dope as fuck too. It's like a really cool idea, and like the designs that he's come up with are
it's something I've been working on.
Very cool.
I want to do. I've been working on Butch for 10 years, so I want to do something different for a little bit, you know. So
I wanted to do that werewolf.
I'm gonna say be careful. Remind you guys, we're still live.
Oh,
I know. I know. Should we back room it, because I also have a little stuff to drop about like a current development that involves certain internet personalities that I think could potentially open us up to an entirely new audience and get us, make no mistake, we love it here in the CG bubble, but it's still a bubble, and exposure is our greatest obstacle.
We should practice. First off, we should practice what we preach.
Yeah.
So we serve everybody and we treat everybody right.
Always.
Even if they disagree with us. I'm sorry.
Oh, but of course.
Like the first thing is we're selling hot dogs. We don't care about your politics. We don't care about anything. That's it.
Yes, and you know what? There's all these people out there, these creators that have told you they don't want you to read their comic books.
Yeah, but you also have fans telling creators they don't want them to be political, so don't be political.
Yeah, and that's bullshit too. Because you don't tell the artist, what we can and can't do. That's the whole point, is creative autonomy, right?
No, what I mean is they don't want, you going on Twitter and doing a rant on Trump or something. They don't want they usually don't want their creators to be like political. That's what I meant by it. Not,
right. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you meant
that's what I meant. I don't mean like stories being political. There's story being political without being propaganda. There's all that. That's not what I meant. I mean being, we're supposed to be artists and not activists. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the same time, we're
not supposed to go, don't buy my book because no.
I know. It's ridiculous. There's certain fans, there's certain people that I don't want. No. And there's people that I disagree with. I want them reading my book too, because maybe I could change their mind about something.
Yeah.
But also because we're writing stories that are
for. You would learn something. Go figure.
Exactly. It's just that we're living in such a polarized time, and there's so much fucking negative shit, man. And I was talking about redemption before. There's so much fucking hate right now. And people are hating on each other so much. It's like, I always stress, as much as you can be driven crazy by SJWs and, woke motherfuckers, don't hate them. They don't deserve that kind of rental space, real estate in your head. No. And also, it's just negative. Nothing positive comes from hating on people. It doesn't. You can't do anything positive with hate. Hate is 100% poison. It's 100% negative. You could be angry, right? Because anger can actually be like a powerful motivating force, right? Anger can light a fire under your ass and get you to mobilize and do shit. So you can be angry, but don't waste your energy hating on people. it's heartbreaking when I see like how many of my friends are just like caught up right now in this like cold civil war bullshit that's going on, and it's just like, do you realize like this is like you're falling into like a plan here?
I see people turning on their kids, turning on their fucking brothers and sisters.
Yes,
it's fucking disgusting.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. What I'm saying is it's stupid people fighting about politics like they're fighting about fucking hockey.
Yeah, like they have any control whatsoever
like
of any politics in any region of any world that they live in.
Exactly.
They have no fucking control.
And this is American. And this is American politics.
Country, people have no control over anything.
Politics, it's not supposed to about
anything. It's not going to change a motherfucking thing in any country. It's not going to happen.
But dude, it's not supposed to be about like team blue, team red. It's supposed to be about the battle of ideas. So you vote for the one with the best ideas that go by what you guys believe in. And that one year could be green, 1 year could be blue, 1 year could be red. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's supposed to be a battle of ideas. If somebody comes in and goes, "Hey, let's say he comes in and goes, I'm a conservative," but starts spewing fucking, libertarian freaking spew, or
and it's like, what can you do about it?
I'm gonna go vote for the other guy.
Are you gonna change anything, motherfucker? Are you gonna go vote for Biden or Trump? Are you gonna change a fucking thing? No,
and
you're not gonna do a fucking thing. You're not gonna change shit. They're gonna change shit.
It's fucking wrestling, okay? American politics is all theater. Yeah. It's all theater. So when what I'm seeing is I'm seeing people basically saying, I'm not talking to this friend anymore. I'm not talking to my kids. I'm not talking to my parents, because they say that Hulk Hogan is better than Hollywood Hogan.
Yeah. They succeeded into convincing people to shut the fuck up. Okay, because before they had to fucking make their promise on what they did. They were held accountable for the fucking promises they made for their election, and they were evaluated by it at the end. But now they've proven and turned everything that they don't give a fuck. You don't even know if they succeed. They can just not do anything.
Yeah, and then go, we can't do anything because our hands are tied.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. And then people are like, well, but you can change nothing. I'm like, the reason why we can't change nothing is because people don't want to say anything.
Right.
Absolutely. Like, don't be that person. I like that picture where don't be that guy, be that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and of course that guy got killed.
Like,
the Nazis grabbed him and killed him. But
it's like that guy in front of the tank. Remember?
At the end of the day,
they re-released it and deleting the fucking thing too. They deleted him from the video. Yeah, but you can still find the video of the little. What was it? Was it Chinese guy?
Yeah,
I don't want to make a mistake and say it wrong.
Little Chinese guy with huge balls.
Yeah, the guy with his little like shopping bag and just in front of the tank. Fuck you. You will go no further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they try driving around him. He's like, nope. Yeah, dude. I mean,
fucking
of course,
Gandalf
that guy's a fucking hero, without a doubt.
Not pass.
Yeah, and the soldiers there, they would not open fire on those people, because they were like from the same province. So what did they do? Mm-hmm. They brought in guys from another province. So they're like, okay, we'll do it.
And another thing that, always remember that, you learn from history as well. Right.
Oh my God.
It's one.
Yeah.
There's the people, there's the people that just go out straight out. Right. But there's also the people fight that you have to learn the system and beat them by the system. So be smart. It's not just about having cojones. It's also about being smart.
Of course, tactics.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like
that. Like that was what was driving me crazy about like the whole punch a Nazi thing, right? I was like, you realize like political street fighting like this, it's shitty tactics. It's morally wrong, right? But let's like not even approach it from a moral angle. I was just like, it's shitty fucking tactics. It's right, like, and then what do people do? They call me a Yahtzee.
It's like it's weird. You're telling people that don't know how to fight to go pick a fight with people that know how to fight.
Exactly. And now, let's start a civil war. Yeah. Let's start a civil war with people who have all the guns when we don't have any, because we're like against that.
Yeah, but then after that, when they get their nose broken, they play victim. We all saw
what happened. Of course. And they don't learn from history. And like one of the periods in history, because I'm a big history guy, history is so essential. You can't understand the present unless you understand the past, right?
The kid who cried wolf is so forgotten.
Yeah, it's true. But like like one of the eras that I'm fixated on is the Weimar Republic, Weimar era Germany, right between World Wars, and I mean there was this explosion of art and culture and music and film. That's where we got the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. That's where we got the Three Penny Opera. That's where we got Metropolis, and so much stuff, right? And there are so many analogies to this period that we're living in now compared to then. What would the brown shirts do? They would come in and they would start shit and they would get their asses kicked and they'd be like, oh, those communists came over and like kicked our asses for nothing.
Dude, Quentin Tarantino mentioned it like before, like it was before he came out with his first movie. They were all in the regressive mind that we're dealing right now in the 80s. That's why we make allusion to it. Like I lived it. I was born in 76, motherfuckers. It's kind of like I've lived through that fucking censorship. Why do you think?
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
for the right.
I'm not political, right? I don't know. But if I will express myself against fucking censor and cancel culture. Why? Because fuck you.
Yes. Yes, and that's the thing. I was a punk. I was like part of the punk rock scene, and
I remember
that was
having the girls burning their fucking bras off. Yeah, I remember the girls burning their bras off, going, "We can not wear bras in movies. We can do whatever we fucking want." Now they're all fucking out there going, "We were forced by the patriarchy."
Put on a burqa.
Right? We were forced by the patriarchy. Then you have Madonna at her 63 going like this, "Please, want to fuck me? Want to fuck me?" On fucking TV and everywhere. But it's the fucking patriarchy, you cunt.
Yes, exactly.
Before it was woman empowerment. It was freedom. It was let me. Like I remember fucking the scandal of fucking Samantha Fox having a fucking tear right there underneath her fucking butt cheek, and everybody going fucking insane.
Right. But that's the thing. In America, it's very different than Europe, right? Europeans don't give a fuck about nudity, right?
No.
Like I remember like when I would go to Germany as a kid, I remember vividly walking through a train station and there were these booths there, these glass booths that were displays for local shops and stores and stuff. And one of them was for Beate Uza, which were like lingerie, sex toys, smut porn, and all that stuff. And I remember like walking by, like, you see all these mannequins and they're like rocking like the latest fashions. And then you walk by that one, it's wearing like the latest bondage and fetish gear. And there's dildos and cock rings and French ticklers and all this stuff, vibrators and stuff, like stacked out like at the bottom.
Wow.
And nobody giving a good goddamn. Walking by with my mother, I was just like, "What the?"
Yeah,
that's just how they get down here. Yeah, like so not uptight.
Yeah.
But in the 80s, and here's the thing too, everybody right now, it's like the censorship's coming from the left. Remember, y'all were coming at us like from the right.
Like that shit's pretty hardcore. But it's like, I think there's a time and a place for everything. When me having kids,
it's a bit much. I understand. I understand.
One thing that people need to remember: snakes. A motherfucking snake that wants to gain power doesn't care about your fucking belief, which side you are. No. He will take the side that he has. He will take the path and the side that he needs to get that goddamn power. It doesn't care if it's left or right. I keep telling it's not about left or right.
They don't care. They're all together.
No, they're all together.
The center.
Yeah. They don't have a political party.
No.
The Republicans and the Democrats are all together. They're just the government.
They're not red or blue. They're green.
They're just
okay.
Yeah, they're green. Exactly. That's all. They don't care about us. They don't give a fuck.
They're all sociopaths.
And write all you want and fucking cry and do this and fucking. It don't matter. They don't give a fuck. They're like counting the greenbacks.
And I try to explain this. I try to explain this to my SJW friends.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're so subversive, if you're standing against the big man and the system, right? Why has the system embraced you completely? Right? Why is woke shit everywhere?
Everywhere.
Because you're no threat. It's no threat to the established power whatsoever.
The worst part is woke and LGBTQ. and all this. It's all the same
depressing.
fucking thing that was there before, which was called the third wave feminism, and before. that
Yeah,
turned into
second wave
another
was
thing.
cool.
Dude,
Second wave was cool. I dated
it's
a
all
second wave feminist, all into porn and shit. Yeah, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
She liked penis.
Yeah, my
God
mom,
forbid.
my
God
mom.
forbid.
And they were the ones who, like, have a good man, have a good woman. Like, we're supposed
Right.
to complete each other. Get it?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
We're-
what-
You
we're
need
not
us.
fucking
We
you
need
can-
you.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
The fuck?
Even gay dudes need women in their lives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all had a
But-
mom.
And do you remember when trans people were fun? They were like
Yeah.
some of the coolest people that you'd ever meet because they were like,
yeah. But don't forget, don't mix them up. Don't mix them up. Don't
I
mix them
know,
up.
I know.
Okay, because the drags are still there, and they're still. Awesome.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Because
they're
they
not
had,
the same.
no, they're not. They're not. Because
the other one
drag
is more
queen.
about, the other one is more about the fact the old good hammerish tradition of male playing woman.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like a parody of that. In
Well,
a way.
Yeah.
Or an homage to it. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Drag queens were always some of the coolest people that I knew, like in the punk and like the goth scene. Like they would come and hang out because they knew that like they weren't going to get judged, right? And they always had a sense of humor about themselves.
Yeah.
Like they were funny and they knew they were funny.
Yeah.
And that's what made them cool. Gay German dudes are the same way. Like, oh, it was this filet. It was this beautiful piece of meat.
Yeah.
Like they're
Over the top.
they're like Udo Kier,
Yeah.
right? Like oh, like we need to like can you please, like there's an interview like we're like the mic, it's picking up your coffee cup. It's because your coffee cup is squeaking. It's made out of like styrofoam, so it's like squeaking. It's like, I hope you can hear my cup. Hear this squeak, squeak, squeak. He hates it when I do this.
Yeah,
They had a sense of humor about themselves.
Yeah, but right now we're stuck in a moment where you're like, everybody's saying the world is so racist and there's no black actors. There's never been a black superhero. There's never been
I
this.
know.
There's never been that. And you're like, but no. Wait. I remember that. You're a racist.
Yeah.
It has to,
Yeah.
you have to go and
No,
school everybody, and then they
vividly
tell you you're racist. And
remember
you're like, you know what?
Blade.
Tell me whatever the fuck you want, motherfucker.
Dude,
And you gotta
Blade,
tell them, like,
Mantis.
hey, you're wrong, and these are facts. This
Well,
happened.
they
you
don't.
know?
Yeah, but here's the thing: we were talking about history before. Their attitude towards history, their approach to history is
Nothing
it's
happened
whatever you
before
want
the
it to be.
Takeover. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's that.
Like, what do you want it to be? You can just make it up.
Everything's the first.
Anything could be
Everything's
that.
the
I could
first.
be a unicorn, and I could be a
Wakanda was
dinosaur,
real.
and
It's like
I
last
could
Wakanda
time
was
I
real.
saw.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like last time I saw the first woman who did that. I'm like, bitch, go back in the 80s. The fuck?
To the
Yeah.
30s in some cases. To like the
first
fucking
woman-
1930s.
First woman like astronaut. I'm like, there's one that died too. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody remembers.
Well, it's all
Everything's
about
the new.
distorted
it's
reality and reality
Totally.
creating realities. You know what I mean? Like that's what
Absolutely.
it's all about.
Did the
And
collider
it doesn't
explode?
work that way. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work like
Did
that.
the-
Yeah,
did the
no, it's
collider
retarded.
explode or
You're
something?
just gonna
And we're-
destabilize everything and fuck everything into it out
Yup.
of existence. And that
Yeah,
ain't
well,
gonna
I mean-
happen. We got to have some fucking rules.
Well, look, there was like a paper that came out from the Pentagon, right?
Yeah.
And it was set, and this wasn't like a hidden thing. So, don't anybody go like, ooh, conspiracy theories or anything like that. No, they didn't hide this. This was not leaked from WikiLeaks, right? Of course, now Julian Assange is being it's being executed in slow motion, right? Just for being a journalist, right? They put out a fucking paper saying, okay, the U.S. empire is coming to a close. What we need to double down on all the stupid shit we've been doing and propaganda.
Yeah, that sounds about
Right? Why do you think Batman? Like I was explaining this to like a group of people at a Christmas party not too long ago, like a week or so ago, where they're like, oh, you make comic books, right? You tell people you make comic books, they get interested.
Yeah, like ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they think like, oh, so comic books are huge now. Like they must be selling like millions of copies. I'm like, no. Like if a comic sells 15,000 copies, that's considered a success. What was it at its peak? Like a million, 2 million, right? Now 15,000, right?
Yeah.
And then I explained to them like what's going on? Like, well, why aren't people reading Marvel and DC? You say that they're dying. I thought they were like huge. It's the movies and the TV shows and the toys and the Funko Pop bobbleheads and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's right. It's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. How can there's no way that the comics could be failing. And then I explained to them, okay, Batman is Batcock. He's following a Catwoman who's pregnant. I don't know if it's his baby or not. It probably isn't, right? She's pregnant and she's out kicking ass with a giant fucking a baby bump, right? And Batman is following her around with a bat bucket for her to puke into when she has morning sickness. And these people were like, they thought I was making this up.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, and it gets old too, having to tell everybody, because most people don't fucking read comics, and you got to fucking school every normie. Like, hey, dude, you have no fucking idea like how bad it is. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody knows, dude. Like,
Nobody knows
how bad it is. How they've changed all these characters and turned them
shit all over them.
Yeah, that they're what they're not, and just, all they know is pop culture, film and TV.
Yes,
you know.
Yes,
and Entos is a real fucking virus. She's going from company to company.
Oh,
who is?
Yeah.
Heather
Who
Entos.
is? Heather Antos. Oh, dude, my God, Heather Antos.
She infected.
She's at IDW now, right?
Yep.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Dude, just don't say nothing. Just fire her ass. You're no longer with us, bro. Peace. That's all you got to do. You don't have to fucking make a big thing about it.
She's kind of cute though. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't fuck her.
I'd fire her ass. Fire the fuck out of her.
You know, yeah. If I did, I wouldn't make her come. She would be busting a nut.
Remember the good old days that you used to be able to watch a movie and go and knew who got the part because she was good and who just got
Yes. They fail up. Dude, these motherfuckers fail up, right? Didn't she just where did she just come from? Did she come from she's going to IDW, and before that she was working for Dark Horse?
She was from Dark Horse. She went to Humanoid, Marvel, Disney,
right,
the Disney franchise. And everything she's been like, she succeeded, but she felt like everything went down.
Failing up.
So I'm saying it's fucking weird. And she came from the Gamergate years.
Yes, I don't forget that shit.
It is.
Of course,
you know, people don't know it because
they're like, hire this bitch now, or hire this bitch. This is gonna happen. Something good's gonna happen, or hire this bitch, or something bad's gonna happen. Basically, what it is.
Or hire Max Visaggio because he makes you feel good about yourself.
She's working with some people that are backing her. You know what I mean? Some agents, or maybe she's working with the government. Maybe she's working with the CIA. You don't fucking know.
Tom King for sure. I'm sorry, so we'll get to this.
He's in the CIA. Forgot about that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Like fucking blatant than that.
That's not. Yeah. So it's not some crazy conspiracy theory
when
I say that fucking Batman is following Catwoman, a pregnant Catwoman, around with a fucking bat bucket for her to puke in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's not a fucking psyop. That in the CIA they weren't like, oh shit, comics are a thing.
It's all about propaganda, just spreading shit all around the fucking ether, dude. That's all it's about. Just getting people to fuck look all over the place and not fucking keep their eye on the prize. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? That's what it's all about. It's just misinformation everywhere. You know what I mean? Spreading shit everywhere.
Yep. And undermining our heroes too. You know, breaking our morale in a
breaking
way.
down. Well, they want to break down I'm sorry, guys, but they want to break down the American family establishment on a lot of different ways. This doesn't even have to do with comics.
Yeah.
They want to break down the mom and pop and dad and brother and sister.
Period.
They want to destroy that.
And
the way they destroy that, there's so much fucking money to get made in there. You have no idea. That's what the main goal is, dude.
I agree. I don't disagree with you. I mean, one of the ways that this country, really went after black people was, well, gee, where are they strong? Well, their families are strong. Well, let's fuck their families up.
Exactly.
Right? You don't attack your enemy at their weakness. You attack them at their strength.
Oh, I'm sorry, but what family, what country is strong, dude? What families and what country is really strong on this planet?
I would say
the American
Finland.
family. Yeah, but they're small. The American family is very strong.
Yeah, so they gotta fuck that shit up.
They want to destabilize the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of these 1%
I think so too.
Trying to do. That's the heart of it, dude.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. But I'm sorry, you were saying, Sim?
No,
while we were just talking over you, like assholes.
No, I was just gonna say, dude, it's been longer than the entire CG thing. It's I was in university and I got hit with the Comics Gate for me was my second cancellation. I got canceled because I was part of the comics, the Gamergate thing, because I was part of the university. I was a designer. I was doing this, and I was getting like, you go from being top of class to being you're too fucking misogynist. I'm like, what?
Wow.
It's too sexy, and it's too this, and it's too that. Like I was told that I'll never work in the industry, dude. I finished my fucking thing. I have a debt to pay, but I can't work in the industry. I've been blacklisted in the fucking industry.
That you just spent years devoting time and money.
Being a single dad with a loan endorsed through the university. Yeah, dude, I went into a fucking depression. I learned to live with some anxiety and this and that, but I pulled through. And I almost gave up, dude. I almost gave up.
I hear you.
And CG was like,
yeah, same here, dude. To a large degree, same here. I mean, not with like getting canceled, because I always knew I was like weird and different, and so I never tried to fit in because I just knew it was just like what's the point? It's not going to work. Right? I'm never going to be able to fucking pass for normal.
That famous line, the industry is small. And fucker. And he's like, you'll never get a job in the industry. I don't know, maybe, but one day I'll make it big enough that you'll work for me, bitch.
Yeah. And what are they doing now? They're floundering. That island that they've been sitting on, that fortress that they've built to keep us out, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the water gets higher and higher and higher, and the pie gets smaller and smaller. So what are they going to do?
And the cream always rises to the fucking top.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what they're going to do, man? I guarantee you all those people, fucking Heather Antos, Mark Wade, fucking Alex DeCampi, those motherfuckers are eventually going to turn on each other.
Oh, yeah, that's what they always do.
They always
run out of room, dude, when it starts enclosing,
Well, yeah, when your entire business model is built on like who your enemies are.
Yeah, man.
Right? And then they fucking project like motherfuckers, like, oh, you're so obsessed with us and blah, blah. What? What are you talking about? It's like they know that it's over, right? They had an opportunity to get the old fans back. I'm not saying that the success of the Marvel movies and this entire pop culture that's so centered on superheroes right now, I'm not saying that we would have gotten like a whole new generation of readers.
I'll say it.
We could have if they'd had
a golden opportunity.
That was like the biggest opportunity. What a fucking blunder of all time. Of all time. I mean, they were handed this incredible opportunity. If they had flooded the supermarket checkout racks with affordable comics, reprints, right? Oh my God. Like little kids going, ooh, mommy, will you get that for me? Oh, Captain America? Sure. Oh, mommy, can I have that? Oh, that's right. You love Thor. Okay, yeah, I'll get you Thor.
Yeah.
And they would have been introduced to not just, Marvel comics. They would have been introduced to comics. They would have been introduced to the medium, man.
Yeah, dude. And if they even took them into the store, like, all right, I just seen Thor, Just saw Iron Man, I'm going to take my kid in there. I haven't been in there.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go to the back of the store, son. Let's go to the back of the store where all the new comics are at, I guess. How come Thor's a girl and how come Iron Man's a teenage black chick? And and that's when it happened. And that's what it just fucked everything. And that was the guy that went to the comic store one time when he was a kid, and then he saw the movie that was tight as fuck, and then he went and took the kid back there because he heard of a comic store that was still open. He went back there, and that's what he found. What was not what he had witnessed on the screen.
Exactly, because so many of the older fans would have come back, right?
Too.
Like
all that bike shit,
without a doubt, like for sure, right? Yep. Even if they hadn't done this, if they hadn't courted children, right? Which is what they should have been doing. And teenagers and a whole new generation, right? If they hadn't done that, but then at least they had kept making the comics the same, as good as they were. Because keep in mind, around 2008, comics really reached a pinnacle, I think, just in general terms of quality of the writing and the art.
Yeah.
I think that that American comics were the best they had ever been.
They were really nice.
Yeah,
I rejoined then. I rejoined with
Me
the new
too.
52. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the new 52. I joined the Snyder, the Snyder, and the fucking Capullo books. I bought all these fucking new 52 books, and that's when I got back into it. You know what I mean?
Which
and
was
that was a golden opportunity.
Which was I think one of the only thing that came out of the new 52 was that Batman run and the first Justice League with Jim Lee.
I like the Swamp Thing that Snyder did. That shit was metal and fucking horrific as fuck.
You know,
I've illustrated beautifully.
I haven't
And
read that
the
one.
Batman one.
I
A lot
need
of
to
people
check
didn't
that
see
out.
one. It's so
I
fucking
need to check
good.
that out.
Oh, the artist, that was Yannick Paquet or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Canadian.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, that book's fucking good. I ain't gonna fucking hate on Snyder.
Another
That shit's
Montrealer.
tight as fuck.
Right. Yeah, I have to check that out because I kind of ignored the new 52 to a
Most
large
people
degree.
did. Most
No, dude.
comic people
Scott Snyder is a very good writer. Like, I don't like when it turns into like a 0 year. I think anything
Yeah.
before 0 year is pretty
First 3
goddamn
years were
good.
solid, dude. Like the Court of Owls and the fucking
Oh,
Yeah,
the Court
the
of Owl.
family and the fucking.
Oh, well,
Bat-
Grant
only
Morrison's run was fucking awesome.
I enjoyed the Justice League run of the first year. I think 12
Oh
issue.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
with Jim
That was
Lee, it
good.
was pretty good.
Yeah,
The only
that
thing
was
I didn't
tight.
like is that they were turning Superman into a type of Goku. Instead of being
Well-
Superman. Like he was the brawler now. Like he was like, you know what I mean?
And he's dating Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but
It's too obvious. That's too
Yes,
obvious. That
I
would be
agree.
too obvious of a couple.
I agree,
Yeah.
but dude, I'm sorry. That's not an issue. Like, I agree with you because
Yeah.
I think that what they did in the animated series, where she would have something for Batman,
Yes,
made so much fucking sense.
it made a
Yeah.
ton of sense.
He would look up to the man. That's like, I don't have any fucking powers, but I got the fucking giant
Yeah.
cojones to be
That makes
here.
more sense.
Right,
You know?
this guy's a
Yeah,
hero.
definitely. I never
This-
thought of it like that.
yeah,
He's got
like
no
a
powers.
true-
He's the
Yeah,
pinnacle
but-
of human perfection, and I'm perfection.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like the strongest woman. Like, would you respect Superman that has it easy with the fucking guy that's like got beat to the fucking ground, almost
Had to
fucking
work
dead,
for
and
it.
he's still getting up and going, "I'm not dead yet, motherfucker. Come on."
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
Obviously,
well-
that girl's gonna look at that guy and go like, "Splush."
And rightfully so. Right? Because that's a true fucking alpha, Chad.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I
And
absolutely
anything-
love
I'm
that
sorry,
aspect of the Justice League series.
One of
I
the biggest
love the
thing in-
whole Bruce Diana thing.
One of my favorite things, it's about how, look, I don't want the prettiest fucking woman on my side, but I want that fucking woman that if all shit goes to hell, she'll be having my fucking back. You
Yes, ride or die. Ride or
know?
die.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
What's the death do us part? You know what I mean? And that's the
Yeah,
one you
it's like
choose.
I
Yeah.
love the fact, like one of my favorite parts is like, like in 300, like, you're gonna leave your woman alone. Have you met our woman?
Yeah.
I come
She's
from
gonna
the
handle
I come
herself.
from the Viking mind, where it's like, dude, our women are the last line of defense.
Yeah.
That means if you get through us, they're waiting for you and they're willing to fucking die for it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of Scott Snyder, he was the guy that when the Whisper Network story broke, he was next on their shit list.
Yeah.
Remember? The story, I think, came out on a Thursday, and he quit like the following Monday.
That's funny. And then he set up his whole universe with all these different artists and stuff.
Yeah, he got the fuck out. He got the fuck out of Dodge, which means they chased away like one of their best creators.
Yeah. And when I was reading the shit too, it was all the shit wasn't going on. It just got weirder and weirder and fucking weird for. I'm sure weird for them
Strange.
too. You know what I mean?
Oh
That
God,
they have their fucking lives built into these big companies, and then they have these woke fucking idiots coming in, and then they gotta start fighting for their shit that they've built. You know what I mean?
oh my
fucking-
God,
Fucking
thrown
people
out on
up,
their
like,
asses.
talking shit to people and bad mouthing people. You know what I mean? I wouldn't fucking
dude.
do that. But
No
because
fucking way.
I've been in the dirt my whole life. But the thing is,
Right.
They did though. It's fucking weird because you're like reading these books by these cool books, you know.
Yeah, but you also like
I
Seeing the
know,
writers
I
that are
know.
like turning into that.
I think you just touched a little something here. It's because we're living with a whole bunch of people that a generation or two that never had anything some hardship in their life. Like I come
this
from
is
a
true.
really rough background. I was living on my own at 15 for reasons. You know, like I emancipated. So it's kind of like you could say a lot of things against bullying. But it made you a tougher person in a way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. I get been getting beat up since I was 4 years old.
Yeah, but
I had glasses, you know. But it made me the man I am today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's
Love
the thing.
Face
You
online
fought back.
stripped
You
out
stood
clothing.
up for yourself. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you froze, you see, that was my problem. Was I would freeze.
Yeah, that happened to me too, and then you learned that one too. You know,
Yeah.
it's like when you learn to the thing of like I use the analogy. I remember that Simpson episode with the elephant. I want my elephant. I want my elephant. And then at the end, they bring the elephant over there, and they're asking why is he's not happy. Why? Does he keep? Why does he keep like headbutting everything? And
Right.
then because because some people are just assholes. Stop it, Mr. Simpson. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's what it is. It's like that's the thing, is that there will always be those people, and
yes.
you
learn how getting bullied. Eventually, you do learn how to deal with them.
That's the thing. You realize that you give the warning, and then when they keep going, you're like, okay, this is where I put my foot down, motherfucker, and we stop here. And you have to be,
yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it was just like looking crazy. Because, like, I mean, when Columbine happened, I remember vividly thinking, "Holy shit, that could have been me." Really, you know, like it was that bad. And
you might want to delete one bot in your chat, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, is he back?
Yeah, I love face whatever.
Oh yeah, we have a sneaking suspicion that we know who that is. I ain't saying shit though. But yeah, I mean, I was getting bullied so bad that I brought a battle axe to school, and I had it in my book bag, right? Because I had this big book bag, and kids would make fun of me for that too, because I always carried like a lot of books around with me because I loved fucking books, right? Mm-hmm. And this was it was a piece of shit wall hanger, but the first person that fucked with me that day, they were gonna get it upside their head. It was going to happen. I was going to kill somebody that day. I was absolutely ready to kill somebody, and I would have. But something strange happened. Nobody fucked with me that day. And I realized, because they saw the look in my eyes, that I was like, I mean, it was the craziest thing. It's like, nobody's fucking with me. Somebody fuck with me. Come on, fuck with me. Just do it, right? So I can kill you. And then I realized, oh, I just have to learn how to turn that on and turn it off.
Yeah, it's all in the eyes.
It's all in the eyes. And
well, it's just like when someone's begging for money or they need something from you, they're looking for your eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, let me get in there. Let me get in there and see those fucking eyes. Let me get $1. Let me get a burger. Right. You know what I mean? Because
right.
You know, but if you don't look at them, nothing happens. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's nothing to do with bullying. But again, it's all
right. But human cues, right?
It's
the
like
things
content.
Communication.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's funny because I've never been in a fight in my life, not a real fight. Yeah. You know, like I've had to like maybe a couple times grab people and just like manhandle them a little bit.
Sadly, I had
to get them to behave. What was that?
Sadly, I had too many times. I come from one of the toughest neighborhood in Montreal.
I know. No, you're scrapper, dude. I know that.
It's called Saint Henry, and I'm one of the guys that had to learn, you know, to stand my own ground.
Yeah, man. No, I hear you, man. It's you know, it's like every place has its rough neighborhoods. I didn't come from a rough neighborhood at all. I came from the mean streets of like Rockland County, suburban New York. You know, like the neighborhoods that you see in the Brady Bunch. Like that was like that's where I come from. But I was in such hell.
Yeah.
Up here, right? Because I had like chronic suicidal depression from like a really early age.
Damn.
And I just remember like in 6th grade, like wanting to kill myself and thinking, oh, maybe I should throw myself out the window. That way my parents aren't going to know. Cause I mean, fuck my brother and my father, but it would hurt my mother. I wanted to kill myself in a way in which nobody would know that I did it.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. It was hellish. And unfortunately, I didn't get the help that I needed. It wasn't there. It's the same way. Like I also had attention deficit disorder. There wasn't attention deficit disorder. There wasn't dyslexia. There wasn't any of that shit. You were just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So I was told my entire life that I was a fucking idiot. And then I go to community college because my mother enrolls me. And I'm just like, I'm not like really. I barely graduated high school. You think I'm gonna go to college? Like, yeah, whatever. But I was like, okay, let me go check it out. Next thing I know, I'm getting straight A's.
Mm.
What the? Oh, I'm not an idiot. I actually I'm interested in the stuff that they're teaching. Right? I'm interested in what I'm learning. Oh, okay. But yeah, no, I mean, I try not to talk about it too much because, and at the same time, I'd like to try to. Part of me wants to raise awareness because I'm involved in a depression bipolar support group, right? Mm-hmm. And so part of my life is just like being open about that shit. Like fuck the stigma. At the same time, I don't want to be like virtue signaling or, oh, please feel bad for me or any shit like that, right? Because I don't believe in sympathy. I believe in empathy, right? But I've dealt with some difficult shit, but
you did it.
I did it.
They didn't give you like an IQ test or something. Usually that's what.
They did. They did.
I passed like an IQ test, and I passed that freaking what's the name of it? Where it's to have access to a special school.
Oh, not SATs.
No, NAFTA. I don't know. It'll come back.
Right. Yeah, you smoke too much weed, like me. But
yeah, I just smoked one.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, oh, so we're gonna wrap the stream up. I was just like, oh, you guys want to just keep fucking talking? Okay, I'm down. I'm down with that.
That's what that's the same thing I did. I'm like, oh, we're keeping this up. Okay, I'm smoking this shit.
Right. But it's one of those things. At the same time, it's like I want people to know that like these illnesses, they're treatable, mm-hmm. right? And that if you get the help that you need, it gets better, and you can kind of have like a normal life. And it's
isn't
everybody
Mensa?
Oh yeah, you took the Mensa test. Mm-hmm. I was given an IQ test, and I was told much later, like my mother said, oh yeah, they gave you an IQ test. You were like above average. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me this shit? Like when I thought I was an idiot. Uh-huh. I was like, damn. But that's the thing about school too. They teach you just how to be fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like school is just fucking useless, dude.
Yeah.
It's useless.
Yeah, but that's not just thing. Is that dude? One thing that I learned. People are different.
Yeah, everybody learns differently at different times and different ways.
The people that are more that hit higher in those things. Certain complicated things are easier, and certain easier things are very more complicated.
Yeah, oddly enough.
That's why a lot of them are antisocial. Get it?
Yep.
Or socially, yeah. Their skills are not that strong.
Oh my god, dude! I was such a fucking basket case and such a fucking nerd. Mm-hmm. That's another thing that sucks about depression is it makes you just withdraw into yourself, and there's this constant negative fucking self-talk, and it just completely completely just fucks your world up, man. So it's like, I was getting it from outside, I was getting it from within. My father was an asshole. He wasn't around that much. My brother was a drunk. an abusive drunk. And that's so bad. It's that's why I connected with fucking horror at such a young age, is because I was looking at the Brady Bunch, right, which is what my world looked like, and then I'd watch like a horror movie, and I'd be like, "That's what it's actually like." There was
living the horror, huh?
Exactly, and it was absolute. It was so validating.
What you mean is, you notice that you had the hypocrisy side in that show, and what you would have in the horror is the darker aspect of human.
Yep.
How certain people react to certain things, the dark side of people, the empathy. That's the thing. That's what horror shows to you. So that's why a lot of people that are very into human behavior, studying the human behavior, how people think, people react to empathy, empathetic people that I can imagine myself in your life and have a good feeling how it is. Maybe not know exactly how it is, but understand you pretty well. And not everybody can do that.
No, they can't. And I actually like that's one of the things I discovered from like getting involved with the support group, because I went there. I had no intention of I was like, a support group? Oh man, this is going to be like Fight Club or some shit like that. People that are just looking for sympathy. And, no, fuck that shit. But I need a shrink or I'm going to die tomorrow. So I need to find out who are the pill pushers and who are like the real fucking healers. And those motherfuckers have seen everybody. So let me go in and just find out and get a number and get the fuck out of there. And now it's like 10 years later. And I'm running the damn thing with my friend Tony, and holy shit, dude, it is so fucking rewarding when you find a way to turn your shit around and turn your life around, and then you get to share that shit with other people,
help them out.
Oh my god! It's the
most
shit.
Rewarding part is helping people.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I wish I'd known that shit sooner. It's like, if you want to help yourself, help other people.
Yeah, the things you learn too, you know what I mean, that are right under your nose, and it's like, why didn't I learn this sooner? It was so easy and right in front of me.
It was right there the whole time. Like, I walking into a room full of people and being like, I don't have anything in common with any of these motherfuckers.
But then you do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And that's what really drives me crazy about all the hate that's going around right now. People, you need to understand that person next to you is your brother or your fucking sister.
Yeah.
And they can drive you crazy and you can be angry at them, but they're still your fucking family.
Yeah.
God, I'm thinking of like that Stan Lee thing that they used for that. Got me like genuinely fucking choked the fuck up. I was like, that man next to you, he's your brother. That woman over there, she's your sister. I was like, fuck you. It's just the truth. It's all because you think that all these, you're so used to being lied to as a child, that you think that all the good things they told you, this is the way to behave. You'll be rewarded for this behavior or whatever, They lie to you so fucking much that simple things like that, you don't believe those to be true either until that veil is lifted from your eyes. And it's just like, oh, fuck. Oh, geez. And there's some people that are still lost like that.
That's why I believe in not lying to kids.
Oh, man. I had a friend.
I don't lie to my kids. My kids, I never told them that Santa Claus was real.
I lie to my kids.
We were talking about this last week.
Yeah,
we were talking about this last week.
Not me. And the only reason was because I found a better way of explaining it that I thought was more valuable. Which is a bit the principle of Santa Claus. Like you have the story of the one man, but you have the story of of the spirit of Santa, right?
Yes,
the spirit of him, right?
Becoming an avatar.
So the fact that everybody becomes Santa.
Yeah,
because awesome. the thing that I've learned is I've been through that young childhood thing where fucking they lied to me, but then I also realized that there's a purpose behind it, and that it made kids very fucking ungrateful, that they thought that a fucking ghost out of nowhere would come here and get pissed, and they would hate and talk shit about their parents that worked their ass off and gave them those nice gifts. I was open-minded enough when I was a kid to realize that
That's
so
beautiful.
When I had my own kids, I decided to teach them more about the spirit of Christmas, which is every year we always like. If you pay attention, it's the only like I used to like. That's the most fantasy that I would get. Okay, I'm like, this is the only moment that you can look around the world and almost nobody's fighting and everybody's cheering and spending time in the family and being loving. This is the only moment in the world where people take time and are Christmas, and you become Santa. And that's what I told them. And to them, it was funny that other people believed in Santa. But the thing is, they were smart enough to understand to go, they didn't break it.
That there's beauty there. That there's beauty there.
Exactly.
It's the same way. It's the same way.
Santa. Yeah.
It's the same way I love like the fact that Sasquatch is such a thing, right? Because the romantic in me wants to say, do I believe in Sasquatch? Fuck yeah. Right? Because to me, that's it's like the Santa Claus thing. It's like, aren't these legends? Isn't there something that nourishes our spirit, that nourishes our soul? Right?
I tell my kids, I mean, for me, it's about the birth of Christ, the Christ Mass, and Santa Claus works for Christ, and I also buy gifts for them, and Santa also brings gifts for them as well. So there's two. It also keeps the magic alive too. I want to keep my kids innocent as long as possible in this fucked uply woke world. So
yeah, man.
That's why I'm doing it that way. But eventually, it's going to end any second. I mean,
but the idea
they probably already know.
The idea of the gift, though, is Santa always gives them what they want.
Yeah, well, sometimes
it's not about not giving them a gift. No, but I'm just adding to because that I did think about.
They're both legitimate.
Gifts too.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I'm not.
They're both legitimate.
I agree with both.
Because my kid, when they saw it, they understood it.
Yeah,
they saw it and they goes, yeah, because they go now and they understood also why I did it.
Right.
Because they had like cousins that are really, really fucking spoiled brats.
Oh yeah, a lot of kids are. Well, not most kids, but a lot of kids are, man, and they don't appreciate shit. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, but that's also part of being a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, these are things that you learn when you're older. You know, it's the same way, like 6 a.m. Mark Marianelli, Starfetched. He says that's not for his son now, right? Because little kids, what do they want? They don't want like if you handcrafted a toy for a child, right? And put your heart and your soul into it, and give it to them, like whatever. Where's my fucking Transformers, motherfucker?
Yeah. And then they want something else after that. You know, they just keep moving on. You know,
they keep moving on, and then when
they give them a rock,
when they grow up,
if that's all you give them is a rock, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could, they'll you know, and that's all they got, and that's all they know. They're gonna love that rock. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just depends on what they're exposed to.
I can tell you that I have kids from different age, and I have 2 boys, 2 girls.
Yeah.
And they're all interested by that book, and I can't wait. 6 a.m.'s book. Yeah.
Which book is this?
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
6 a.m. Starfetch. We're talking about 6 a.m.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So he's written that for his son when he's older, and it's going to be a message from the past that tells him, this is how I felt about you.
That's awesome.
That's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? That's fucking beautiful. And another, speaking of beautiful things, when we were doing that stream about Christmas Evil, Canadian movie, by the way, right? Fucking Matt, when he lowers his voice and says, you know, when kids, they don't know that Santa Claus is not real. He lowers his voice. I can tell he's lowering his voice because he doesn't want his kids to hear.
Oh, and I just started off on the shelf. And we got one more night left. My wife's been doing it. And fucking.
Oh shit.
Yeah. My daughter, she's gonna be 9 in about a week, and she fucking does all this shit, you know. It's crazy. But and then eventually I'll school her and I'll tell her, no, I bought all those fucking gifts, and I bought all those gifts, and I bought all those gifts, you know. And I don't know, man. Everyone does different things, you know.
Now that's fine.
Now I'm giving her allowance. I never gave her that before. Now she has to earn it, you know, things like that, you know. And she has her chores too and her homework, but the allowance is something else. And she could save that money and buy 90% of anything she wants to buy with it. 10% of the things she can't buy with it because it might not be Good for her. She can't go buy like 10 candy bars and, eat all that shit for breakfast all the time.
Right, of course. Yeah.
But
No, you still have to be a
maybe
parent.
sometimes they can. Sometimes you gotta let them do the fucking bad
Stupid
shit.
shit. They have to find out for
totally.
themselves.
You gotta let them have some fun sometimes.
I mean, another thing why I'm also can't wait for that book, because another thing that not many people know, but my second son's name is Nat.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
His name's Nathan. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
Nate.
Oh, that's
and
great.
Wolf Dragon's name is Logan.
Oh, that's so
cool, man.
That's so badass.
And technically, my two girls in the story are technically my two girls.
Oh, no shit.
Character-wise, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Cool,
you see, like, I don't have any kids, right? So this stuff fascinates me. But when because I didn't get the whole kid thing until my friends started having kids. And then I'd go over their house and I'd be Uncle Brian, and these little fuckers are like screaming, Brian, and they're crawling all over me, and they're swinging from my arms, and one of them's trying to stand on my head, and I'm just like, oh, this is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm not telling a story to my kids like how I felt about them.
Yeah,
it's more about this is the core story. It's all about becoming a man. And it's kind of take two different types in a way.
Yeah.
And it's more about having fun and adventure, but yeah, it's weird. But
no, that's great. That's great. That's
like,
so cool.
What I mean is
awesome.
the fact like they're not the characters. I don't write the characters as them. They're not this.
Yeah.
No, of course not.
There's something in it for them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. Aspects of their personalities.
Like a father, like a little message of manhood or lessons to learn or something down the line that if they reread it, they'll go, motherfucker, or something. You know what I
mean? Right. But they're going to know that you love them, and they're going to know that you paid attention. Yeah. And that, maybe there were certain aspects of their character that maybe drove you all up the wall, and that you loved at the same time too. Right.
That's one of the things that one of my kids said. He goes, but he's, they're not, it's not like, they're not you. You'll see.
No.
And, yeah. But you get it, Nat started getting it. Like, huh. Yeah, he's a bit more of the hothead. And I kind of knew how you were going to be. Like, that's the thing is I wrote those characters. Get it? They were babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're technically growing up a bit similar,
Oh, I see.
One's more of a hothead, and the other one's more calm and relaxed and responsible, while the other one's a bit more of the woo, hey, squirrel.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah. See, I was always a peacemaker. Like, people always said that, like, as my parents said, like, if like, kids were fighting or if adults were arguing, that I would always like step in and try to like break it up and get people to like be friendly with each other. And I know where that comes from. That's not like out of any strong sense of altruism. It's the fact that when people are fucking jumping down each other's throats and fighting, it makes me fucking sick to my stomach. It just makes me nauseous. And I want it to stop.
Fun story about Wolf Dragon.
What up, Greg?
Like, I'm not gonna get into freaking details, but you guys know that I was highly into like medievals and
of course, me too, brother. Dungeons and Dragons,
Knights of the Round Table, and stuff like that.
Of course. Mort Theater,
Arthurian stuff.
Dude,
Mallory.
The silhouette of the Wolf Dragon used to always be something that appeared in my dreams when I was younger, like having a really fucked up life. Right? It was kind of like I didn't even know my dad. So it was kind of like a rough thing that was like, this is like a silhouette of something that could have been my dad in my dreams that I turned into something else.
Wow. It's amazing. Like I was obsessed with apes when I was a kid. Right. And Kumba actually in Six Gun Gorilla is named after a stuffed animal that I had, a stuffed gorilla.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I just remember seeing King Kong and just being absolutely captivated. And Mighty Joe Young, of course, I love that to pieces too. But it was specifically King Kong. And that's a movie that to this day, when I see it, it still gives me chills. And so much of that is not just because it's just a brilliant piece of movie making, but Kong himself is alive.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies, like every now and then there's a film where like a fairy comes by and goes ding, and you have like genuine fucking magic, right?
Yeah.
Cocteau's La Belle et la Bête is one of those movies, right? Bride of Frankenstein is one of those movies. I'm sure we have contemporary equivalents, you know, although nothing's immediately coming to mind. But, you know, so I think that's also why all this soulless stuff that's out there now is meeting some resistance. And why, like, I know if something isn't made with heart and some passion and sincerity, I just don't have time for it.
Yeah, you could usually kind of pick it up in the first 20 minutes or so.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily, you know? And I always like when I don't write about myself. I don't write about my life. I like the stuff that I write is usually to get away from that stuff. Mm-hmm. But emotionally, there's a lot of my shit in there.
Oh yeah.
I just don't think that, you know, that it's always something that should happen organically. Like, don't be like, oh, this is going to be about my relationship with my father. This is going to be about so on and so forth, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
You do the work, you write the story, or you let it tell itself, and then afterwards you can look at it and be like, oh, wow, this is about my brother. Or, oh, shit, this is about like
you're saying, it's more about feels or moments or events or lessons of life.
Yes.
And you want else, and I'm sorry, but there's a moment that you're gonna write. You're gonna be thinking of a certain character or person, or an event in your life when you wrote it. You're gonna rewrite. You're gonna reread it later, and you're gonna think about another event. It happens. That stuff happens to the moment. It can remember you multiple events of your life. Now, are you writing your life? No, you're writing people.
Right. Yeah. Right. But it can't help but be informed by how you see the world. Mm-hmm. Right. And because that's to a large degree what we're doing is we're letting people know, like, this is just the world as we see it, as we perceive it, not literally. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. But, you know, in code. It's just like what drives me crazy is when artists always tell you what their work is about. Right.
Yeah.
That drives me up the fucking wall, right?
I mean, what I hate the most is my book's inspired by this, and when you read it, it's exactly it.
Yeah.
Inspired doesn't mean exactly it.
No, right. No, you just contradicted yourself, fool. If they're talking that shit.
I'm probably gonna get going right now, guys. I gotta go eat some dinner.
We're hitting the 4 hour, and I'm gonna go eat something.
Watch some Boss Baby.
You know what? You know what? We're going to end this broadcast. Yep. And everybody, fuck you all for tuning in. No, I mean, thank you for tuning in. Sorry, I can't help but be a fucking bastard sometimes. This was a real pleasure. I really enjoyed this. Hope we could do this again sometime soon.
Yeah, you're going to have to forgive him. Brian comes from the years where the metal band would tell, fuck you all. Wanted to say, we love you. See you all next time.
Metal yes. We love you.
Yes. This means I love you. Like literally, right? And
or Peace Among Worlds.
Right. Hey, everybody, you're number one. Anyway, we'll be back next week for Horror Movie Club. I'm not sure what we're going to be watching, but, you know, click like and subscribe, hit the bell, and you will find out, and we will see you next week. And I got to have just a quick backstage chat with these motherfuckers. So peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.
Later.
Police Squad.
Later.